domini amb la pilota i hem de saber què fem amb ella, no? Hem de tenir una circulació molt alta, atacar espais, 3 punts molt importants per nosaltres.
Yes, cruise control it is, but that doesn't mean it's time to take our foot off the gas just yet. We need to keep going, and tonight at the Spotify Camp Nou, it's Barça and Cadiz, a team that have given us troubles in the past, at least the past couple of years. So how are we feeling out there, Barça Nation? It's time to get this thing back in gear. We had a Europa League tie on Thursday. We're coming back on a Sunday night with La Liga, where Barça can look to go back 8 points ahead of Madrid once again, which has been the theme as of late. Close victories. Let's see how this one plays out before we get back to the Europa League on Thursday. In the meantime, we have La Liga to deal with, and for that, we can head on over to Bruno Balleste, who is standing by at the Spotify Camp Nou. Bruno, we know what the lineup looks like. Tell us what you're feeling.
Yes, Spence, hello, good evening. We have the lineup today selected by Xavi Hernandez for this really important match of La Liga Santander, of course, after the win yesterday of Real Madrid against Osasuna. The advantage now is of 5 points. Let's see if Barça can slip again. Top of the league with 8 points gap with Real Madrid. Let's check this lineup today selected by Xavi Hernandez with many changes today in this team, with Marc-André ter Stegen in goal, with a back four with Jules Koundé, Christensen, Eric Garcia and Alejandro Balde. 3 midfielders, Sergi Roberto, De Jong and Gavi, and up front today Ansu Fati, Lewandowski and Ferran Torres. So several changes, no case here today in this starting lineup. The opportunity for Ansu and Ferran to start today. There is no Rafinha in the starting lineup, and some names that will have to be careful today because they are 1 card away from suspension. These players are Gavi, Ferran, Rafinha, and also the 2 injured players, Busquets and Dembélé. The one who is of course out suspended today is Ronald Araujo, who saw the 5th yellow card against Villarreal. So this is the starting lineup today for Barça. Spence, your thoughts there on the studio.
Thank you, Bruno. Yes, we have a lot to get to today because this has been the type of game that we've been waiting for. One where Barça can try to make do with what they've got because the options are starting to dwindle a little bit. And here to talk about that today, in studio with me, Irati Vidal and Juanjo Carricondo. How are we doing today? Let's hope that today goes as well as the past games in La Liga have gone. Xavi looking to win the 7th league game in a row for the 3rd time.
Yeah, of course, and it can seem that is a match just in between there, between the knockout of Manchester, that it's just like bothering you and everything. But with the injuries we got, I think it's a nice opportunity to see how can Barça play in Old Trafford and how can Barça manage the situation of not having Pedri today with Frankie de Jong, with Sergi Roberto coming and with Gavi and with a new system, because we were getting used to that 4 midfielders and now today is again that 4-3-3 that Barça have been using for many years. So I think today it might be a nice opportunity to see new things.
Yeah, Juanjo, our eyes are on Thursday, but you have to also make sure that you keep paying attention to La Liga and you take this game and focus when you have that opportunity in 90 minutes. It's hard to do, though, when you have these 2 games in between in the Europa League.
It's really hard. But we have to be focused in the league as well. It's something that you don't want Madrid to pick up points in the national games, and you don't want to be close to Madrid in the final of the league, when there's so much to play, and it's important for us to get the distance, keep it there, and we will have time to think about the game in Manchester.
All right, so we've heard what Bruno has had to say, and we want you to rate the lineup as well. Let's hear your comments. Let's get your thoughts. Let's see what you're all thinking out there. Between 1 to 10, Irati's got the YouTube comments ready, Facebook as well. Cue them up. Let's go. What do we think, Irati? 1 to 10.
1 to 10 first, I will start so people can start sending their rates. For me, I would say 10 is difficult because perfection doesn't exist. So I would go for 8 out of 10 because I really like Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres getting confidence because they can be really useful in Old Trafford. And here we got people thinking 8 out of 10. Asteriod Alia also thinks 8 out of 10. We have many people with 6, also Elizabeth here. 7, Zachary. So I think people really like it, and I see 1,000 out of 10, Saud. So that's pretty cool.
Well, I saw one comment up that said trust Roberto, which there's a lot of players on this squad that Xavi has said, including Sergio Roberto, including Eric Garcia, that he wishes he could give these players more time, but because there are so many players, Juanjo, it's hard to rotate, and this is a game where you have to do that, so many different players are getting their opportunity today.
It's really difficult for a coach, to keep happy all the players with the minutes they probably deserve, because most of the times the players, work so hard and do the stuff on the training grounds, but obviously only starting 11 can do it. But that's the games where they have to show up, that they are there for help the team, to bring some stuff, some fresh legs, and hopefully they will perform today and do the job.
Well, we've gotten Barca's lineup. We know what that looks like. Let's go right back to the Spotify Camp Nou and check in again with Bruno, who is going to take us through Cadiz's starting 11.
Yes, Spence, because Cádiz are arriving to this game in 17th spot in La Liga, in that incredible relegation battle. This is on the one that we are experiencing. They won against Girona in their last league game at home 2-0, an important win for them. And in the last visit to the Camp Nou, they achieved pretty good results. Last year, 1-0 win, and in the 2021 campaign, 1-1 draw. Let's review this lineup selected by Sergio González today, with Ledesma in goal, with the back four of Isaac Carcelón, Fali, Luis Hernández, and Santiago Arzamendia. Two defensive midfielders with Escalante and Rubén Alcaraz. The three players up front, Ocampo, Alex Fernandez, and Bongonda, and the number 9 is Roger Martí. So this is the starting lineup today for Cádiz. And well, Cádiz arriving well to this game, but Barcelona on Thursday played of course a Europa League game against Man United. It was a 2-2 draw in an incredible match at the Spotify Camp Nou. They will play second leg this next week. But we want to ask all our fans at home on the live chat. We're gonna read you, and we want to ask you what was the best thing about the Manchester United game. 3 options. Option number 1, Marcos Alonso's goal. Really emotional moment, of course, for him after that his dad passed away weeks ago, and dedication and emotional moment, the goal of Marcos Alonso. It was the reaction of the team after the second goal of Man United. The team was 2-1 down, they equalized, and they almost scored the third goal in the final part of the match. Or it was the attendance of the Spotify Camp Nou, the best one this season, with 90,000 spectators. Okay, so let's send your comments, your opinions here on your best thing. For me, I'm gonna say the reaction of FC Barcelona, because it was incredible how the team changed and the dynamic with that moment. And let's see the comments at home also, Spence, about what happened in this game against Manchester United at the Camp Nou.
Yeah, Bruno, don't stray too far. We're going to come back to you in just a second. But I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm seeing all of the different comments. And Irati and Juanjo, what I'm seeing are a lot of different responses. 1, 2, and 3. And what that tells me is that this was a game for everybody to enjoy, and many different parts of the game to enjoy.
Even Usman chose 4, so I don't know, maybe he has another in the head. But when I saw the question, it was really hard for me to choose. I would choose everything, because I think it was a really important and emotional moment seeing that goal from Marcos Alonso, and also dedicated to his dad. And the reaction of the team was grateful indeed. When we ended the show, we said the best part of it was even after the darkness, Barça found a way to draw the match. And also the reaction of the fans, because seeing that Camp Nou again full, it was an amazing picture. So I can understand people. There's many ones, but I think between everything, I think there's more threes than other options. Yeah,
we're getting a look at the highlights right now, and you saw the Marcos Alonso goal. I think for me that was the most emotional portion of the game. And clearly on the other side, Marcus Rashford was a problem for Barça, and we're going to have to make sure that he's bottled up on Thursday, but we can't get there yet. We have to focus on Cadiz today. But this game, Juanjo, was something that I think a lot of people took as, okay, this is sort of the feel-it-out process for both teams. Once we get back to Old Trafford on Thursday, things might open up even more.
I expect that, because the game was really, especially in the first half, nothing much was happening really. Just few chances for both teams, but nothing great, nothing to cheer you up. But the second half, the last 20 minutes, it was just great atmosphere, something to look up, and some goals going on, and it was enjoyable.
All right, well, we'll get more on Old Trafford later, but we're focusing on Cádiz today, and so too is Sergio Alegre, who spoke with our Barça cameras earlier.
Sí, al final tenemos un calendario muy complicado. Venimos de jugando a 3-4 días.
Difficult schedule, lots of games every 4 days. Well, some players are coming back from injury as well, and I think everyone should get a chance, and that's what Xavi thinks as well, to play as many minutes as possible. Today there's perhaps a change of system with Cadiz coming here. Well, every game is different. What we think Cadiz are going to do today means that obviously we're going to attack them, and let's see what happens. Is this a very different Cadiz from the one we saw in the first half of the season? They've got goals in them. They didn't have goals at the start of the season. They've got Roger up front. Yeah, I think they've added well in the winter. They've got some injuries as well, or they're coming back from injuries. It's a difficult team, and they're full of confidence right now. And they're out of the relegation zone, and they won here last year. Let's not forget. So we have to think about that and take care tonight. So Madrid won yesterday. How important is it for the team to win again to get the 8-point gap back? Well, the thing is to keep that winning mentality. That's the most important thing for us. And for the group to feel strong. And Madrid's win yesterday just has to help us to try and get our 3 points today. Thank you.
Those are the words of Sergio Alegre before this matchup, Cadiz and Barça, taking place 9 o'clock local time. Let's send it back over to Bruno. Bruno, we've got to start to look at this game and figure out who amongst the 11 is going to make an impact.
Yes, and today we're going to get the 3 options up front for the key player. That's the question we're asking you right now. Key player of tonight's game. Option number 1, Ansu Fati. Option number 2, Lewandowski. Option number 3, Ferran Torres. These are our options with these 3 players up front, playing for the first time since months ago in these positions. We have Marc-Andre ter Stegen who starts warming up right now because of course we are, it's 8:15. We are less than 45 minutes away from this kickoff. So let's send your opinions here about the key player. I'm reading many numbers choose here. Ketrap saying Lewandowski, Zohal saying Lewandowski, Larissa also option 2 Lewandowski. Many choose. Let's see if I find someone. Yes, Alia saying option number 1 Ansu Fati thinks can be the key player tonight. And let's see if someone goes for Ferran. Yes, Suyab Hassan saying option 3. So most numbers choose today for Robert Lewandowski. Of course, the numbers of Lewandowski are one of the reasons why people think that can be key tonight. But a good opportunity, I think, for Ansu and Ferran today to show Xavi Hernandez that they deserve more minutes during the season.
Well, we're getting a look at Marc-Andre ter Stegen now warming up, which has been a theme because every time he tends to go through his normal routine, good things tend to happen. He's put up a large number of clean sheets. I'm not going to say exactly how many yet because I know that we have a quiz coming up later, and I'm pretty sure...
Don't you want to give us a clue or just
a
free point?
I'm pretty sure I saw that might have been one of the questions. Let's just say he's had a lot of clean sheets thus far.
Around how many?
His play has been you can't say perfect, but impeccable. I mean, it's really hard to dissect his game and find flaws in it right
and
now.
Even when he concedes, because if we go back to the game in Manchester, we said we are not going to think about that, but it's coming soon. So if we go to the game against Manchester United, he conceded 2 goals, and it's true that maybe in the first one he could have done something else, but he saved the team in the first half. Like, he did 2 amazing saves that they were crucial. So Barça now has a draw and starts from 0 in Old Trafford. So I think he always is there.
All right, I want everybody to be throwing in on the live chat how many saves will ter Stegen make today. These games are always difficult. They're difficult to predict because it's Cadiz. They don't really come out on the attack all too often, but when they do, they try to make them count. So, Juanjo, how many airplanes?
I'm going to type Juanjo's answer also.
So you're going to use my laptop to type in Juanjo's answer. Okay, that's fine. No, it's cool. Go for it.
Come on. Help me out. Tell me how many.
How many saves?
How many?
Yeah. I would say important. We're talking about important ones, or how many saves in global?
All he's got to do is just got to count as a save. Yeah.
I hope not many, really, to be honest. I hope the Cadiz didn't really reach 2 already, but
1, 2,
I'll say
3.
3. Let's say 3.
3 airplanes.
2, 3. How many you say?
I think he's going to have 2 very important saves to make today. I think 2 important ones. Okay. One big one that might save the game, and then another one that we'll take for granted, but it will be there. I think 2.
And I type mines here also. I go for 2 also.
Yeah.
1 in each half.
What are we seeing? I see a 5 up there. We'll see what he ends up going with today.
8, 50. I hope no.
no.
Please. I don't want to suffer
It will be good
much.
news for us.
Let's send it back to Bruno. We've got our first pre-game warm-up ourselves that we have to do, right, Bruno?
Yes, we have guessed the player. Today we are finding scorers against Cádiz at the Spotify Camp Nou, and it hasn't been easy at all to find scorers because in recent games against Cádiz, not many goals has scored FC Barcelona. But let's start with the first one, season 2020-2021. First, guess the player. There you have the image. I don't know if this player is familiar to you guys on the studio and at home. Start making your guesses, your options. Irati, let's go with you in this first one.
I was thinking
Fali.
one player. Yeah, Fali, I know. Is there. I was thinking one player, but the other day already appeared twice. So I'm not sure if you will repeat these easy players.
Why? I don't know the answers to this one.
Who chose this?
These are all Bruno.
Bruno. I could say it's Messi. Is it?
Racones says also Messi on the live chat. Zohal saying Pedri. Ketrap Lewandowski. Well, Lewandowski unfortunately was not there, was not Barça player yet. Kiel Salva saying Messi. And Zebra also saying Messi. And Irati, yes, it's Messi. You are right, all of you. It was a 1-1 draw, and Messi scored from the penalty spot, a penalty. So yes, Leo Messi. This first guess the player of the afternoon, of the evening. Let's move to the second one. Really, well, a bit older, this one. Juanjo, I don't know if also reminds you someone familiar, this player, and also at home. Second
He
guess
needs
the player.
glasses.
Not close. So.
He's leaning in. He's doing the lean.
That looks like a few years ago, no?
Yeah, the shirt.
I know that Cadiz weren't in the
Yeah.
league until 2005, 2006, before this most recent spell.
I don't know who could be them.
Yes, all
I'm just trying
years
to guess
ago.
him by the boots, but I cannot even recognize them. So
2005, 2006. Let's see on the live chat if we have people that recognize him. Ronaldinho saying Ferreira. Simber also Ronaldinho. Ashjor saying Dinho. Lina Anderson saying Ronaldinho. Zebra also Ronaldinho. Yes, you're right. Ronaldinho Gaúcho in this guess the player in this second image. It was a 1-0 win for Barça. So also they suffered in 2005-2006 season. And let's move to the final one, Spencer Siegel. We need to go to the season 92-93 to go for another goal against Cádiz at the Spotify Camp Nou. It's true that Barça and Cádiz haven't played too many games in recent history, but all times and all picture that one. Let's see if you can know who can be. He's an historic player from Barça, so all of you at the studio, for sure at home, will know the name. Let's go and make your answers.
I didn't even hear what year he said. I mean, that might as well be Johan Cruyff. Like,
Cruyff was the manager there in that season.
Maybe you have a clue.
That's-
We didn't have any clue. Spence, it's easy. Come on.
Then it's got to be a similar one-named type character. No, I'm thinking maybe like a Rivaldo type of.
I will go for Chiqui Begiristain.
Cheeky. Oh, it could
Chiqui.
be.
Chiqui
I
with
like
this
Juanjo, and Chiqui was one of the scorers that game, so I don't know if
But this one is-
was for that, but it's not Chiqui in this case. We
Okay.
are talking about the one who scored the first goal in that game. Let's see in the left chat if we have someone
Laudrup.
who makes the correct
Laudrup.
one.
Juanjo
There
says
are-
Laudrup.
Okay,
Laudrup.
there are Laudrups here on the live chat. Dank saying Laudrup.
Romario, I
Tariq saying
say.
Figo.
Oh,
No, Figo
Romario's a good
arrived
guess.
a little bit later. Romario's. But I'm
Because
not finding.
Messi, Ronaldinho, Romario has to be.
I'm not finding any correct answer
No
on the
Romario?
live chat.
No.
No. It's a Stoikov. Stoikov.
Ah,
Stoikov. Yeah, you're gonna see it there. So it was a Stoikov. So that's all from us right now with this Get the Player. We'll be back soon here from the Camp Nou with more games and more dynamics.
I could say Spence was the most difficult of the season.
For guess the
Yeah.
player, absolutely. And yet they were three of the most simple answers.
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
By the way, I'm seeing on the live chat, I'm seeing a lot of comments saying, "Where's Robert?" And if you wanted the truth, then you can. We're gonna have to give and take a little bit because he's not here today. He will be back though, I promise. I haven't done anything to him. He's going to be here eventually. He's just a little under the weather, but he'll be back shortly, hopefully by Thursday. But you know how these things are. It's day to day. We take it one game at a time. So here we are, and we're thinking about Robert as well, and we're thankful that Juanjo has been able to sub in as well. And so far, the substitutes, we had,
Rotations.
we had Didac on Thursday, and everything seemed to go just fine in terms of the game. So hopefully, Juan, look, if Cadiz win today, you might not be coming back.
I'm not coming back.
But
I will take that goal, no problem.
but let's talk about this game for a moment. Let's dive into it and really figure out what Barca need to do, because Xavi said, we saw it in the opening video, that we're going to have a lot of the ball today, because Cadiz don't really need the ball to be effective in what they do. So how do Barca go about attacking a giant brick that's just going to stand in front of them?
Oh, my guess is just try to go with especially with the wings really wide, and try to attract them to drive inside with the ball, and then overlaps and try to go 2-1s on the sides really, because through the middle I think so it's going to be impossible to generate anything.
I think that today is even more important to go back to this 4-3-3, because then you have all the movement of Ansu Fati and Ferran. Ferran is a player that works a lot in that dirty work, we say, that you don't see, but it really works, like fixing in between the defenders and trying to find the spaces and creating the spaces for others. So the movements of Ferran, Lewandowski and Ansu can create a lot today. And I think also the player, the key today can be Frenkie de Jong. Like with those movements and with those crosses he does, and breaking the lines and everything, can be a key. But the biggest movement is like to move the ball fast, and also to create many movements so the defense moves. Otherwise they are going to park the bus there, and it will be pretty difficult.
Ansu is a name that you mentioned. We have always stuck with Ansu on this show because we believe in his abilities, and it felt like on Thursday when he got in for those final 15-20 minutes that more than anything he was making solid contact every time he made a decision. Contact with the ball. His shots seemed like, even though there was one or two that were blocked, it felt like it was headed for that top right-hand corner. Is this the game that can begin to start to snowball that momentum moving forward for him?
I think he's in a difficult moment of the season because of the fact that Xavi has found a system with 4 midfielders. That means that you have Robert, Lewandowski, and then you have to choose between Ferran, Ansu, Dembele and Rafinha, and that gives less minutes to Ansu Fati. That what needs is those minutes and moments, but he has shown coming back from the bench, like he has the ability, because the other day we saw him as a key player in the second half because he's always in the right position. So my answer is yes. I think this can be a momentum for Ansu Fati if he takes the opportunity today, because there's coming Old Trafford, and I think in there we might need the magic of Ansu Fati.
And Juanjo, when we look at what Xavi has done today, as Irati mentioned, the 3 midfielder system is back as opposed to 4 because it's out of necessity more than anything. But it's not like there's an entire system change that Barça have to adjust to today. They're used to this. They understand how to play with this system. It's just a matter of getting back to the basics that they learned at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, they've really always been playing that system. You know, a 4-3 is a normal thing from Barcelona players. You know, so it's nothing that they're going to be a difficulty for them to come back to that. Probably the different things, it would be that 4-4-2 that they're playing lately, you know, that they have a few games in there. And to be honest, they did quite well, you know, because I think they leave that kind of right flank in there for Gavi to appear, sometimes to Balde, you know, so it's created so many chances. But for the players to come back to that 4-3 is going to be nothing, you know, it's day basis for them.
With the injuries, Irati, that have built up, Dembele's out, Busquets is still not able to go in the starting 11. You've got Pedri now, who's a concern moving forward. You have to find a way to give these other players time and opportunity. It's an unfortunate circumstance that it's happened this way, right? But now you have to use what you're given on the starting 11, and then how do you go about making changes in the second half with more limited options?
Well, I think, for example, in the day of today, in the second half, we might see Sergio Busquets because there's an important match coming and there will be no Pedri and not Gavi. So Xavi might use Sergio Busquets to that position in the midfield because you really need someone there, and the team has shown that they have missed Busquets today. But you still have youngsters in the bench, and you still have opportunities, and you have Rafinha on the bench that can come to create more opportunities up front. Like, the good thing of this squad, like, is even with the injuries, you still have changes and rotation to make, and the level is still up.
Well, and there's also the matter of certain players, as Bruno said, are on cards or potentially on suspension with their next card. There are 2 Cádiz players, by the way, who are not playing today because of suspension. That's Negredo and Espino, who are both out. But, all right, we are halfway through this hour-long build-up. So I think it's time that we reflect, take a deep breath, feel the energy. Irati's got a little sway going right now. I like that. A little bit zen. We need to stay zen today. There's going to be a lot of frustration with Cádiz who are going to try and frustrate us throughout the game. Let's go through the starting 11 again for Barça. It is Marc-André Ter Stegen in goal. Koundé, Christensen, Eric Garcia, and Balde. 3 midfielders today. Frankie de Jong playing what we would imagine hopefully would be that Busquets role. Gavi, Sergi Roberto, and then Robert Lewandowski up top with Ansu Fati and Ferran Torres. We're almost there, but the finish line isn't there yet. So we will fight. We will continue. And we'll go back to Bruno Ballester because Bruno has more for us from the Spotify Camp Nou. And Bruno, as we roll through this game, there, as we said, there's going to be a lot of frustration that happens, a lot of frustration that we deal with. Barca are ready to handle that today.
Absolutely, Spence. The Spotify Camp Nou, it's improving, of course, the image. Fans are arriving to this match. Let's see if we can have a similar attendance to the one from Thursday. It's not going to be easy because, of course, it was United. More than 90,000 people were here, but let's see if 80,000, 85 today can attend to the Spotify Camp Nou. We have the players from Cádiz already in the field, starting warming up. We are still waiting for the Barça players in this really important match for both teams. Barça in this fight for the La Liga title, Cádiz in this relegation battle this year. It's going to be incredible emotion and tension there in the bottom part of the table. I think the players are right in the tunnel, steps away from stepping into the Spotify Camp Nou. We're going to present the game quiz. And we're going to start with our game quiz today. And we will stop 1 second when the players will be on the field. So, game quiz today about Barça Cádiz. Let's start with the first question. At home, ready with your mobile phones, with your keyboards to also answer and be part of this game quiz. Question number 1. Which from these teams has stayed more seasons in the top flight? Option number 1, Cádiz. Option number 2, Málaga. Option number 3, Recreativo de Huelva. Recreativo de Huelva is the oldest club from the Spanish football. Let's see your options, your answers at home, and let's see if someone at home gets all the right answers in the game quiz. Let's see. We read here from Drone saying 2 Málaga. We have Milan also saying 2 Málaga. Rako saying number 1 Cádiz. Estás saying Málaga. Yes, it's Málaga. Málaga is the correct option with 17 seasons in the top flight, 15 for Cádiz, so almost there. Question number 2. I'm gonna now also ask the question to the studio that I completely forget to ask it to you guys on the studio. So Irati, be ready for that one, okay? And I think that's an easy one for you. Which player spent 3 seasons at Barça Athletic from the 3 that we're gonna give you the options? Number 1, Sergi Guardiola. Number 2, Fali. Number 3, Roger Martí. Let's give a little bit of time at home for our fans to make their guesses.
I know Fali played there.
Yeah,
I know Fali played in Barça Athletic, but I don't know if it was 3 seasons or it was less. I think Roger Martí hasn't played here. He came from Levante, and Sergi Guardiola. I go for Fali.
You go for Fali at this moment now. The players, yes, stepping into the field of the Spotify Camp Nou to start their warm-up. It's a really great game, the one between Barça and Cádiz, and our players that now, with all the support from the stands, that are gonna start the warm-up. You said Fali, and let's see at home. We have Zepeto saying Roger, Alia saying Fali, Joseph Zen saying Fali, Alejandra Díaz dice Fali también, y Victoria de Ángeles dice Sergi Guardiola. Pues es Fali. Yes, it's Fali. It's Fali.
Yeah, and,
The
and Robert
options,
got that right. We saw
He-
Robert in the chat, which means he got out of the cage
yeah?
that I put him in this morning.
Oh, okay, Robert is also playing at home. Great to see you. Robert Manicat, number 2. Yes, I have you here. Okay, let's see, Robert, if you continue with the correct answers in the live chat. And at least today, Robert hasn't had information because sometimes he cheats a little bit and he wants to see the answers before the show.
Well,
But
we
today,
have
for
to see
sure,
if he was googling that.
Exactly. No,
I
today
would love
for-
to see that.
Okay, let's see. Let's go with number 3. Let's go with number 3. Juanjo, ready for that one for you and also at home. How many defeats has suffered Barça at home against Cadiz in all history? Option number 1, 1. Option number 2, 2. Option number 3, 3.
Yeah, it's just
Wait.
1, 2, or 3. It's
Ah,
just 1,
okay.
2, or 3.
Easy. There's no confusion because sometimes at home people plays with the numbers or with the answers and there is confusion. This time it's really clear. 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3.
Two defeats, I think.
You say 2, Juanjo. Well, the one from the 2021 season for sure. And let's see, because here on the live chat, many people saying 1 defeat, 1 defeat. Becky programmer saying 2, Ander saying 2, Dank saying 1, Dino 1, Mehli Pulatova saying 3. It's 2. Yes, Juanjo, you're right. 2 defeats in all history of FC Barcelona against Cádiz. Let's hope that this year this dynamic will change, because in the last 2 visits, 1 defeat and 1 draw for Barça. Okay, let's move to question number 4. Spencer Siegel. How many clean sheets has kept Barça in the league this year? Option number 1, 14.
Come on, but he knew this one.
Option number 2, 15.
Robert sir doesn't cheat, but it's you cheating
No.
here.
I know the answer. I'm going to pass this question off to Irati, okay?
No,
I'm
I
going to
know
pass
one.
it to Irati because I know it.
Okay. Irati, for you. And option number 3, 16, also at home. Let's see if you know how many clean sheets has kept Barça this year so far in La
Are you
Liga.
searching?
No,
I
I'm
see you on the left.
finding inspiration.
You watch yourself, eh?
I thought it was 17 indeed, and it's not the option, so I was not right. I go for 15.
You go for 15. On the live chat, Mehdi Pulatova says 15 also. Ansu says 16. Mohamed says 16. Kulova says 15. And Mohamed Zeka says 16. And yes, it's 16. 16. Clean
We
sheets
just talked
in La
about it
Liga.
on the broadcast last week. When we did the
I don't
Villarreal
have that a
game.
good memory.
Unbelievable
My
stats
memory
for,
deletes things.
for Ter Stegen. Okay, final question. Robert Vanekat, that's for you. Okay, so be ready on the live chat to type your answer. And also, as we have many messages, well, tell me if Robert texts the answer and you also see
Yeah,
it.
he's
because I-
typing everything. Indeed,
Okay.
he said 17 tonight in the last
Okay.
one.
Okay, so Robert, which was the last league game where Lewandowski scored? It was against Villarreal, against Sevilla, or against Betis? Kind of an easy one for Robert, who always knows really well all the scorers, all the results from the season.
Yep.
We have another game later on about the stats and results from this season. So that's a clue if you want to start preparing that one. But let's see Robert if from home gives the correct answer. On the live chat we are reading here Mohamed saying 2 Sevilla.
I got the answer of Robert,
Gavi
but I
says
missed it.
Sevilla. Gustave says
He
Betis.
said Betis.
Robert
says Betis.
Yes, I have it here. Robert Vanekat. Betis. Yes, it's Betis. Betis was the last league game, so that Lewandowski scored. Why not today? He can be score again in La Liga because, well, of course, after the suspension, 3 games he was out suspended, and this last league game that he hasn't scored. Well, let's see if today he can score again at the Spotify Camp Nou. So that's the game quiz from today. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bruno. I don't think Robert's cheating. But you know what we should do one time is we should ask him to give us every goal scorer from every game this season. I bet he could do it.
I bet
I think he
I
could.
think I don't even remember the last one.
Who scored against
of La
Villarreal?
Liga.
Juanjo,
You sound like Iriati. Against Villarreal.
Come on.
Nah, better
Maybe
than Villarreal.
that good goal with Lewandowski. True, and we were doing the match together.
This has nothing to do with these people's ability to analyze the game. It just has to do with their memory. That's all, I promise. It's hard to remember all of these goals because there are so many of them, and Barca's form is impressive. They've been on a red-hot streak. Xavi's got this team playing extremely well. 6 in a row in the league, going for 7 tonight, which, as I mentioned before, would be the second time, or actually the third time this era, the Xavi era, that Barça have won 7 in a row in the league. Is there any pinpoint reason that you can find that Barça are playing this well, in this good a form, getting these results?
This season.
Right now.
I think the team has found like everything Xavi was looking for in the beginning of the season. I remember the beginning of the season, it was like everything. Like one day you saw good games and the other it was not really that good. And I think like the team is just in shape in the right moment to find the results. The results are coming, and the team even does know how to suffer. That it was something that this team didn't know how to do last year, and we saw it against Villarreal, and we saw it in many other games. That even when the things get difficult, the team know how to defend themselves and how to suffer. And I think that is really important if you want to win a title.
Well, they're certainly in great form, and we need to go back and remember some of that form as well. So we're going to go back out to Bruno, and this is a game that was specifically built for Robert Van Eekhout. It's a shame that he's not here because he wouldn't cheat, he would just get everything right. Bruno, I like this game we've got coming up.
Okay, yes, a new game today that we are presenting, and is an easy one. What was the result of some games that we're gonna ask you? Okay, you have to
We can't even remember Villarreal.
just the result. Okay, we're not asking about the goal scorers. So let's see, because I think we can
guess.
We can make it well. Okay, let's start with the first one. It's the Cádiz Barça from the first half of the season. The game that was played at the Nuevo Mirandilla. With that incident, remember, the game was stopped almost 30 minutes for a problem with a fan, health issues in the stands. Which was the final result of this Cádiz Barça? Irati, Juanjo, Spence, you can play together. Come on, the three of you.
I remember everything changed after that incident, and Barça had time to score more. And I believe it was a 3-0 for Barça.
I'm not as good as Robert is with these, but I can remember
or four.
scores.
3 or 4?
This one was 4. This one was definitely 4 because I remember right at the end, I forget who, see this is where Robert would come in to remember who scored. I think it was Dembélé who scored the last one and nobody celebrated, and it was just moved along. Might have been both of them.
Let's see, Carolina on the left side says 4-0, Zohar says 2-0, Feni says 9-0. No, 9. no 9. But I mean, I like your optimism there, Feni. Zohar 3-0, Milan 4-0, and Alejandra Diaz 4-0. Yes, it's 4-0. 4-0. The game was interrupted with 1-0 up for Barça. The team was suffering, but it's true that in the final minutes, after all what happened, the team started scoring the goals, and it ended with 4-0 for Barça.
And you were asking that and Robert would enter, and he said yes, Dembélé scored at the end.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic.
You were right.
Congratulations, practically everyone at home guessing well with that 4-0. Okay, second result today. It's the Barça Almeria. Almeria is going to be our next rival next weekend in La Liga in the Powerhouse Stadium. But how ended the result at the Spotify Camp Nou? Did we suffer or we won in a pretty good way?
Irati's struggling, Juanjo's struggling.
I will guess.
Neither of them saw.
We won pretty well.
Neither of them saw what flashed up on the screen by accident. So that's a good thing.
I would follow people here and say 2-0.
No, the people are smart.
That's an intelligent option, to see the live chat and see how
our fans are
how almost all our viewers, they also know that yes, this was a 2-0 up. Alicia has been the first one typing the correct answer. Yes, 2-0. Congratulations also Adam, Alejandra, Mani. Yes, 2-0 up for Barça. Okay, good. Let's move on with Valencia. That will be the following opponent after Almeria at home at the Spotify Camp Nou. So this game is good because we are reviewing past results and also we are reviewing our calendar for the following matches. Valencia Barça at Mestalla. Do you remember that game? We suffered. We won with a good result. We drew. We lost on the studio.
2-1.
I remember that Aubameyang had a hat trick last year.
Now it
was a 4-1.
It was a 2-1.
I would say it's 2.
Yeah, we won 2-1, I think so.
All right, they both got 2-1, Bruno.
I think
Robert
so. It was a late goal. It was a late goal from Lewandowski.
Yes, Juanjo, you are right. And Robert Manicat also is giving this detail that it was a 1-0 win, Lewandowski last minute. Yes, we suffered a lot in the stoppage time. That incredible goal from Lewandowski. See, Juanjo, you also were right there. And also on the live chat, well, many people were saying 3-1, 2-1. Alia, yes, has picked the correct one with 1-0, but not many people this time picking the correct one. Some mistakes there in this game against Valencia. Okay, we have 2 more games that we have to remember the final score. Barça Athletic Club at the Spotify Camp Nou. Guys, Barça Athletic Club. The team managed by Ernesto Valverde.
We weren't pretty. My family is from Bilbao and from Athletic Club, and I remember them typing me like, "Can you stop scoring?" So that's all what I remember. So, I think 3-4-0. 3, maybe.
3-0. Juanjo, same, or you agree with Derati?
I guess it's more like a 4-0 or something like that.
4. I don't know. I know it was a pretty easy game.
Quite high score, but I'm not 100% sure.
Let's see. Rio says 3-0. We have we're running out with the correct one. Alia also with the correct one.
4.
Elizabeth also Silas with the correct one, and Tommy Versetti with the correct result. That was 4-0. 4-0. Okay, so yeah, almost there, Irati, between these 3 and 4. Okay, I'm gonna give you half a point, I think, here.
You know, I always answer twice.
Okay. And the last one is El Clásico at the Santiago Bernabéu. We're gonna play against Madrid in the Spanish Cup in 2 weeks, Thursday, 2nd March. What happened in the first league game this year at the Santiago Bernabéu, guys?
Well, I think we all
lost.
remember that, don't we?
Yeah.
Although the score was flipped when we played the Supercopa final.
Yeah.
So I'll take that. 3-1, 1-3.
3-1. Chris Ricky says 3-1. Zohal also saying 3-1. EVZ saying 3-1. Prince saying 3-1 to Real. And the Art of Agno says 4-0. No. 4-0 was almost the result that the one that we won 2 years ago at the Bernabeu. So yes, 3-1 for Real Madrid, 3-1 for Barça in the Super Cup. Let's see if in the Cup also the team a good result. We're gonna play 3 Clásicos in a month. Remember the 2 legs of the Copa del Rey and the League Clásico. That actually we already have the schedule. The timetable is gonna be Sunday, 19th March at 9 p.m. Central European time at the Spotify Camp.
Nice time.
Thank you, Bruno. We're gonna get back to him in just a second, but first we need to do the lean in like Juanjo did earlier. Let's all lean in. Everybody lean into your screens. Go.
By the way, before you did this, Courtney were saying like this intense music is not quite zen.
It's not what?
It's not zen. It's
no,
intense music.
It's not zen.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right. It's not zen. All right, let's be tense then. Let's tense our muscles, loosen it up a little bit, do a little yoga. We've got Barça and Cadiz, and we're going to run through the 11s because we are now 12 minutes and 38 seconds away. For Barça, it's Ter Stegen, Koundé, Eric, Christensen, Balde, Frankie, Gavi, Sergio Roberto, Ferran, Lewandowski, and Ansu. On the other side, it looks like this. Ledesma in goal, Iza, Fali, Luis Hernandez, and Arzamendia with Escalante and Rubén Alcaraz as holding midfielders. A little mid-3, though they'll also play on the wings of Bongonda, Alex Fernandez, and Ocampo, and Roger Martí starts up top as the number 9. So, as we get ready for Cádiz, we've got a lot more to play this season, so we ask you, let's hear your answers in the live chat. What needs to be the priority in the coming weeks? Is it that we need to continue to maintain this 8-point gap with Real Madrid? Is it that we can focus on the Europa League and the Copa del Rey, 2 titles that are very much within reach as well? Or do we do the thing that Xavi would say to do and just take it 1 game at a time?
People doesn't know what to choose. Robert steps with keep that 8 points gap with Real Madrid, but we have many 3 options, like 1 game at a time, like Thomas. Said also says 3. Natalia says 3 also, and we have also a couple of choose, like here, like what we have 630 Ola says 3, Nile says 3. So people want to stay like in every game and get those 3 points. I think people feels like Xavi today is like quite of an answer.
We need to do something in Europe to come back, to the people and Europe in general, see Barcelona doing something, because we are solid in the league, and we are doing great results, and we look really good. But so far, lately in the last years in Europe, we've been looking quite weak. So I would like to see we put something into the Europa League and go through on the stage and see what's happened after that.
Yeah, maybe it's a dangerous response, but I would say this rotation is necessary and it's good today, and Barça can make those changes against Cadiz, and you're still looking obviously to pull away with 3 points, and then you can shift your attention to the Europa League on Thursday, which I guess in the end it's all taking it one game at a time, as it were.
For me, I mean, the easy answer is say go one game at a time. But for me, the answer is the first one, because I mean, we have to be clear that the biggest priority of the club is winning La Liga, and is the title you have closest. Like for me, it feels like now only Barça can lose this win. It's not Real Madrid winning. So I think you should focus on that, because it would be winning a big title after years that they haven't been the shinest ones. And I think that in the end, when you're constructing a team, is doing like the regularity of a league gives you more than maybe Europe. That
you can lose a game or two, but you can't lose a game in the Europa League, or else that's almost it, depending. We're getting a look at the Villarreal highlights now, which will show us the goal that Pedri scored, which we can all remember now. It's this one right here.
An amazing goal.
Tiki-taka football at its finest. What was the best part of the game for you? Was it Pedri's goal, which we're seeing here? Was it Araujo's defensive expertise? Was it Ter Stegen's clean sheet, him coming through again? Juanjo, for you, what was the best part of this game?
Araujo, I think so. I'm getting in love with this guy, you know. Apart from the game from Manchester, I think he didn't perform really in his level. I think he's doing a fantastic year, and it's gonna be a boost, you know, for us, you know, in the defense, the way the strong he is, how he read the game, how he advanced, whatever's gonna happen through the strikers, you know, from the opponent strikers, and it's gonna be a reference for me right now. It's one of the top central backs on.
We're seeing a lot of ones and twos down there, and there's also several people who are saying it's everything. I've enjoyed every part of this game. And I think, Irati, this was a different type of 1-0 victory. We went through other 1-0 wins this year where it was stressful. And this one, though it's never easy, did feel like there was a little bit less stress put on us at the end.
Well, in the end, the last 5 minutes, I was glad my head didn't explode there, because it was quite nervous. But I think it's because it was only a 1-0 victory. But as Kieran says, I think it's everything, because I felt like that Villarreal win gave the team something didn't have before, like the feeling like we can be winning only 1-0 and we have the control of the game. And mentally, I think the team grow up in that match, and you could see how they were celebrating afterwards. Every time Araujo stepped on and steal a ball, we're celebrating, and he was celebrating a goal. And I think as a mental, like the mentality of the group was like awesome.
So the 1-0 victory for Barça leads us into today. Bruno Lalleste, this is not the only game that's going on this week in La Liga. A lot has already transpired.
Yes, of course, the result that it has our attention. It has been the Real Madrid-Osasuna game that Madrid won 2-0 at El Sadar in a difficult ground. They also won the postponed game in midweek against Elche. So from the 11 points of distance after the Villarreal game, now they are just 5 points behind FC Barcelona. Of course, Barça has to play today, but right now it's Barça top of the league with 56 points, Real Madrid second with 51. And apart from Real Madrid, well, 1-0 draw of Atletico Madrid this afternoon against Athletic Club, 1-1 draw between Rayo Vallecano and Sevilla, 1-0 victory of Espanyol against Elche, and well, on Friday, the first game of La Liga Santander, your Girona spends incredible performance with a 6-2 win against Almería. Also, the Betis 2, Valladolid 1, Real Sociedad 1, Celta de Vigo 1, and Mallorca 4, Villarreal 2. So these are the results. Getafe Valencia is the last game of this week that will be played tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Not going to lie to you, I was there at Montelivi on Friday and I was screaming my head off. And that's the beauty of having two teams in La Liga that you can root for that aren't fighting for the same things. So a lot of fun. All right, we are just about 5 minutes from the start of this one. We can get a look at what the live table looks like. You see Barça have that final game in hand. Cadiz are very much fighting to stay out of this relegation battle. We'll continue to revisit that a little bit later today. But with those ideas in mind of what both of these teams are fighting for today, it becomes time to guess the score. And you too can do that on the Barça app. It is the match day challenge. You've got to guess the score. And then at the end, you've got to rate the game as well. Plenty of prizes available. So I've got a 3-0. Oh, it doesn't
Again. It can be true.
We're not collaborating. It's just the way it is. And Bruno going with 5 today.
Wow.
A Finn.
So optimistic.
And Juanjo, you think 2.
Yeah.
Nobody has a goal for Cádiz.
I hope no. I hope we keep that clean sheet, and Ter Stegen do it his business and performing the ways it has been lately, And at least a 2-goal lead from us, it would be good enough to shine and to look forward to Manchester.
All right, well, I'm interested to see what the rest of the crew has to say because none of us had Cádiz scoring a goal. And let's see, we've got 3 goals in total. Laia has one. Laia said earlier today that she guesses 3-1 for every game, and it never works out, so she's not gonna change now. But I mean, look at these score lines. Now, Santi and Luis have both gone with the 1-0, which if everybody went with 1-0 this season for every game, you'd be in the lead at this point. Paul thinks, obviously, that this is going to be some sort of shootout. And let's see, we've got, a few other ones on there. Maudi thinking the same as Bruno. Tanya with the 1-0 as well. John. 0-0. All right, I sure hope not. That would make it a really difficult hour and a half for us to sit here and talk about this game. But, all right, well, we'll see what happens. We are getting very close to kick off.
Yeah, and I said it was 3-0, but I don't think it's going to be easy. Like, I think the first goal, like now it's when in the first minute they score the first goal and then my comments go wrong. But I think the first goal will take time to build because Cádiz is a team that defends a lot. And imagine when 2 of the best players today are not there because they have a yellow card and they cannot play. So they will defend even more. Only Brian Ocampo and Roger Martí are going to do something, but then Roger Martí always stands there all alone trying to catch up some balls. So I think it will take time to find the goal because Barça has to move and everything, and it's always tough to score against teams that park the bus. But I think once the first goal enters, then it will be easy.
All right, we've got just under 3 minutes before kickoff. The fans are ready for it. So are we. We've gotten everybody's guessed the score, but we still have one living being that has not yet given his prediction, and that, of course, would be my dog, Luke. So let's see what he had to say.
We have to change the logos. Wait.
I'm not playing United.
Okay. Oh no!
Luke, buddy, what are you thinking, man? What is he thinking? Seriously? He's been so good all year, and he goes after Cadiz. I sure hope he's not right.
We hope so.
He's 15-4 this season. Draws don't count, so we didn't count the one on Thursday. There's another aspect of this that I've been wondering about. You know, we've been trying to push everything forward and make things happen, and this is the phone that I've been using all year. It works just fine. It's very functional. But I'm sick and tired of this phone case because, you know, I figured we've been working on our croquetas, right? I mean, how many croquetas? Do we know? Do we have a number? What was it?
40.
Was it 40? Oh, it was. That's right. Did he once eat 40?
No way.
It's
I love it.
That's the number of croquetas. It's time to win, baby.
Where did you get that? I love it.
Shout out to my lovely girlfriend, Patricia.
Wow.
Who is a design guru and made this happen.
I love it.
I don't know if Barça's ever had.
Patricia.
Yeah, let's clap it up for Patri. Very well done. She's watching right now. We love her. So yeah, we are croquetas. Let's go through the 11s one more time as the two sides are just about to hit the pitch. So first we've got Barça, Ter Stegen, Koundé, Erik Christensen, and Balde, Sergi Roberto, Frankie de Jong, and Gavi in the midfield. We know Gavi won't be playing on Thursday, so who knows how much run he'll get today. Hopefully a lot. Ferran, Lewandowski, and Ansu Fati up front for the Blaugrana. And on the other side, it is Cádiz with Ledesma in goal, Iza, Fali, Luis Hernandez, and Arzamendi. I'm going to struggle with that name all night, I can promise you that. Escalante, Ruben Alcaraz, and Bongonda, Alex Fernandez, Breno Campo, and Roger Martí for Cádiz. We'll see. Hopefully we're not calling too many names for Cádiz throughout this game because Barça will be maintaining the ball. I actually want to ask you, right as we get ready for kickoff here, they're going through the coin toss. I want to ask those as well to throw your answer into the live chat for this question. What is going to be the final percentage of possession that Barça have today?
Can be a lot.
It's like, Nabila, I doubt 50-50 is the response, but for Barca's possession numbers, what are they going to end up with at the end of this game?
72.
It's a very specific guess. I like it.
I was going to go 75, but I'm going to go 78.
78%. That is so much of the ball. I think based on our 3-0 scores, I think maybe in the second half, Cádiz get a little bit more. So I'm going to go down to 68. But I still think
there's people thinking more. For example, Learning said 84. Richard said 83. Alia says 76. 68 for Kelly. England says 96. That's like very the Cádiz not going to touch
that might be Is that for Marcos Alonso? Yes. Yeah. Moment of silence for Marcos Alonso's father, also named Marcos Alonso, and they're showing an image of him sitting on the bench right now as we remember fondly Marcos's father, and a brilliant moment in honor of his father from the Champions or the Europa League game against Manchester United. So the two sides are just about ready. We are ready. Let's strap it in for 90 more minutes, try to get ourselves 3 points against a team that has been very difficult. Cádiz played last Friday. They played against Girona, and watching that game, there were 40-kilometer-per-hour winds going on in Cádiz. Not the case tonight.
No, and I think it was a really different game. Also, Girona didn't play the best game of the season.
Well, you try playing in 40-kilometer-per-hour winds.
It was quite difficult. Yeah, indeed, it was about to suspend that game. Like 20 minutes ago, they didn't know if they were going to play. And if they are used to that, there is not that win today in Barcelona, luckily.
All right, we're kicked off. We are 15 seconds in. And Barça will be attacking left to right on our screen. We'll see just how deep Cádiz choose to sit back right now. They're right around the halfway mark. They're providing a little bit of pressure to the back line of Koundé, Christensen, Erik, Ter Stegen, and Balde, of course, who's further up and has the ball now on the left-hand side. But this is a chance for all of these midfielders to do something a little bit different. We know Gavi, but Gavi's been that, you could almost call it third attacker over the last couple of weeks, ever since Xavi moved to this 4-midfielder system. Now he's back, dropped a little bit further deep.
And we are seeing how Cádiz is playing. They are not parking the bus, they are pressing high, and that can give many opportunities to those crosses and chances that Frankie de Jong can be really useful, and also the movement of the strikers of Barça, like this one for Ferran Torres.
Here comes a chance for Barça, their first in the box, but it is dealt with ultimately by Cádiz, although Barça's high pressure turn Cádiz over, and then Balde commits a foul. And Cádiz get to breathe for a second. Bondonga, the foul player.
it's quite good news for Barça that Cádiz is playing with this high defense, because that will create more spaces and will make it easier. I guess they are also doing that, knowing Pedri is not there and that Barça is not playing with 4 midfielders, is only playing with 3 and trying to win the battle in the midfield. But that can be a really good news for Barça.
All right, who's going to score Barca's first goal? Is it Ferran Torres, Robert Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, or other? Because if we had asked this question on Thursday, I don't think anybody would have said Marcos Alonso.
No, my gut says Ferran Torres.
I'm with Iriati.
Both of you think Ferran.
I'm wishing that he's got this small chance, a small break this time, because he needs a little bit of confidence. He looks so hesitated all the time when he's playing, that he wants to do too many things, and sometimes maybe he doesn't force himself to think a little bit more. But hopefully he can get that small goal that he gives some peace, for himself, to be more happy, to enjoy more the game, and to slow down a little bit his heartbeat, his heart rate.
Now, there's a stoppage in play. Lewandowski was stepped on, although I don't believe the referee blew the whistle. And he stopped play because Lewandowski was hurt, but it did stop for a moment a somewhat menacing Cadiz attack. Now Cadiz are on the ball, and so I would say that with those 10 seconds that they've had the ball alone, they're past the 4% of possession that they'll need to reach by the end of the game.
Yeah, England was not right. By the way, in the live chat, they don't agree with us. They think Lewandowski will be the first one scoring today.
Yeah, by the way, you're all saying Ferran. Among the options given, I would choose Ansu, but I do think that even though he's playing in the midfield, I think Gavi is still a good bet today. Bruno, what do you think? Well, hold on a second, Bruno, because Gavi's coming forward. And this would be a great start as he sends it across the way. Balde with a heavy touch, and it's cleared out for a corner, which is where we would go to Bruno anyway. First corner, Bruno.
Yes, first corner kick of the game for FC Barcelona, and Ferran Torres is going to be the one taking this corner kick. Let's see the corner kick, and then I will explain you a little detail.
Ferran will have plenty of options to aim at. No Araujo to choose from this time. But he goes to the near post, and it's bobbled around as Christensen is able to get it back to Ferran. He might be offside, but here comes the cross anyway, and it's headed on by Eric Garcia, just beyond the far post. And I don't see a flag that came up, so that would have been a prime opportunity. Eric with a good connection, just not on target. And no, it would have been, I think, onside.
And there was Sergio Roberto that was thrown to the floor. He didn't protest much, but he was thrown by a Cádiz player to the floor.
Bruno, you said you wanted to explain something.
About the positions in the end from Christensen and Eric Garcia. Is Christensen playing in the right and Eric in the left, so I think we can also switch our lineup down there in our screens, because Xavi has decided to play with Christensen in the right and Eric in the left.
Now, as we move forward in this game and in this half, we will keep our eye, of course, on Barca's attack, of which I'm sure there will be many. Ferran just got fouled with perhaps a chance for Barca to take a free kick to send service into the box. We'll see if they choose to go quick or not. But as Barca have decided to shift around their roles with 3 midfielders instead of 4, since we have suspended Robert Van Eekhout, we're going to have to shift around our roles as well. I'm just kidding. He's not suspended. He's going to be back. He's fine. Don't get the wrong idea.
It's just a rotation.
Don't get the wrong idea. This is just a Xavi's rotation. He does it everywhere. So I'm going to toss the baton to Irati to read some comments for us.
Yeah.
And we've got those comments.
We have some comments ready of the people, and let's read them. We have Hussein Jihazi. I think I'm really bad at this.
I'd like you to pronounce all of the names, please.
Hussein. 3 points in the most important thing today. I agree with him. Mac Lundbisk. Perfect. I have the answer shirt on. Nice. He's starting. I think Lundqvist is a Swedish surname, if I'm not mistaken. I think I need some glasses for this. Balogro Morgoth says Ledesma is the key to Cádiz success here tonight. He's one of the goalkeepers that saves more in La Liga. We hope he doesn't have the game. Auxela says we want Pablo Torre. Let's see if he plays in the second half. He has a chance there. Amadou Diallo Don't worry, I know why your dog did that prediction. It hasn't eaten enough, and it was so funny. I think so.
That's a good theory.
He always eats both.
Except for the fact that he just ate breakfast like 5 minutes before we shot that. But yeah, no, it's a good theory.
And then we have Robert's prediction says 4-0. 2 for Levy, 1 for Ansu, and 1 for Ferran. Could be nice.
Wait, well, Robert's really good at remembering things, but his predictions, I'm not sure. How about Facebook?
And now we have, from Facebook, we have Nadia Gardiano. Good afternoon from Brazil, Barcelona. Good afternoon there. I guess here is good evening already. José Carlos Telles, ha llegado el momento de que el Barcelona gane para mantener las distancias con el Real Madrid. Hoy es ganar o ganar. It's time for Barça to win to keep those distance with Real Madrid. Today is win and win, and I totally agree with him. Nasu Blue, Forza Barcelona, este año seremos campeones de la Liga. We are going to win this Liga. Elixir Cordero from Venezuela. Venezuela está con el Barcelona Fútbol Club siempre. Always with Barça. Javier Cuesta Domínguez. We need to be courageous as much as possible. And Wilder Castro, doblete de Robert Lewandowski, and goal also for Ansu Fati. And these are the predictions of our...
I would say all of those pronunciations were about spot on. More or less. You got it. I
think I got the Spanish accent and then the rest.
Yeah. Somebody whose last name was Diallo, you said Diallo because there were 2 L's. But other than that, I mean, that's understandable. That makes perfect sense.
No, but there's a women's football player that plays in Levante and plays in PSG, and it's Diallo, and it's written like that. That's
Who's
why
from Spain?
He's from France, and he's Diallo.
Oh, wow.
And that's why.
Then I could be the one that's totally wrong. That would make sense. We haven't had much to update you on in the game yet because it's mostly been banged around in the midfield. Now Cádiz are potentially on the break with Bondonga. Bondonga. It's a hard name to say.
Yeah, I like your pronunciation.
Yeah.
You get it back in there.
This is the theme of the day. We need Robert back. But Barça have it back, and now they're starting to set up in their final third. Let's see if they can make something happen. Here comes a cross into Ferran, who settles it down nicely. Gavi in the middle, turns and shoots. That shot blocked. Frankie trying to keep it alive. He'll send it back to Koundé, and Barça will reset. Ferran again, looking to sneak it into the middle. Frankie, top of the box. Out wide for Gavi, looking for a cross. Gavi's cross was a good one, headed clear. Frankie out to Ansu. Ansu links up with Balde, left-hand side now. Balde decides to go back. Ansu at the left elbow. God bless you, Irati. Over the top, a searching ball. Gavi was up for it, punched away by Ledesma. Again, it's Frankie, and now a foul against Barça relieves the pressure. Wow, all right, that was the first flurry we've seen.
Yeah.
Sergi Roberto, by the way, wearing the captain's armband today.
I wanted to see this one because he calls for the fall of Christensen. I was watching there, and we said we were talking about who will score first, and I'm thinking it might be a perfect match to Balde scoring.
I would always embrace the Balde, you know that. That's what I'm about. Speaking of embracing things, how about where you're watching us from? Fill the live chat with flags, people. I want to know where you're watching us from all over the world. I know you're watching. We appreciate you watching. So fill it with flags. Irati's still in the process of learning what certain flags are, so maybe type in the name of the country if it's not a super obvious one. Although I guess for you, from your home, wherever you're watching from, it's obvious to you. So let's see first this attack for Barça. It's Balde up the left. Balde tries to cut back, and it was eventually sent away by, I believe that was Itha. Cleared all the way back to Ter Stegen, who will reset it for Barça. Let's see those flags.
Well, we have Alia from Slovenia, as always. Hi, Alia. Patel from the States. Dylan from Belgium. I'm getting well.
Hold
Andy
on,
from
because
Mexico.
Barça are coming again, Irati. It's chipped in. That was, I believe, Balde who was trying to send in a cross, but it was cleared away, and Frankie can't hold on Cádiz possession.
We have Esther from Kenya, from Larissa from the Netherlands, and Marius from Canada. They are helping me with the names. We have some from France, also Danny from Portugal, and this flag I looked at the other day, and I don't
Lebanon
remember.
on there?
Lebanon, yeah.
It's Lebanon from you see
Armenia.
Austria also we have over here.
Ryan from Bermuda. I hear the sand is brilliant in Bermuda.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. I hear it's pink.
Trinidad and Tobago, Terrell. From Poland, many Polish embracing Lewandowski over here. USA, Pedro from USA, but where from USA? That's quite big. Luis Partida from Mexico. Erika also from Mexico. Hi, Alia. And we also from Germany, Slovenia, from Turkey. Charlie with a black flag. I don't know what the flag is. And many places.
That's a wonderful list. Thank you. We love the flag segment. We are going to get one at some point, a map, a world map, so that we can put these up and start putting pins in them. We're going to need a lot of pins. Still not a whole lot right now for Barça in terms of chances. Cadiz haven't had a sniff of the goal yet. So let's see how Bruno sees it from his eyes down on the pitch.
Yes, not many things have happened. I'm liking how Ferran is linking up front, really protagonist. Also Ansu Fati and Balde connecting there in the wing, but we still need to create the chances and the opportunities. But of course the game is completely under control. Now let's see if the team can arrive to the final third and create these opportunities.
Well, this is sort of, Juanjo, what we expected this game to look like. A lot of possession for Barça in their attacking half, but maybe not necessarily their attacking third.
Yes, I was expecting, only 5 minutes of high pressure from Cadiz, and then that was the pressing thing they're gonna do, right back, low block.
Well, here's Ferran trying to make something happen. There's that low block. But why 5 minutes of pressure and then nothing? Is that just to try to catch Barça out?
Just to try to put some pressure in there, just to see any bad balls, if they're not committed to play short.
Well, here comes Balde in with a cross that came all the way through and nobody was able to grab it. It looked like Ansu tried to karate chop it. But instead, it is out for a Cádiz throw that was well won back by Olivar.
That's
go.
That's what we do normally as a coaches. You always pretend to go 5-10 minutes just to go on a high pressure and really intense. So maybe you can get any bad controls, any bad passes from the defenders, so you can have maybe half chance. To put some pressure on the situation. So that's what normally we do. But after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's when they start to be normal.
There is Ocampo trying to break through again, and this time he's drawn a foul. Christensen commits the foul, and Cadiz are going to have a set piece, perhaps with a chance to get some numbers forward and send service into the box.
I was about to say before, if there is one player that Barça has to keep an eye on is Brian Ocampo, because I've seen many Cadiz games this season, and all the construction passes on Brian Ocampo's feet, and in those situations with Alex Fernandez is where they can create danger. It's the only thing they do, like the ball to Brian Ocampo and then crosses trying to find Roger Martí or Alex Fernandez, so it's the only thing that Barça has to keep an eye on.
It's going to be an in-swinging ball into the Cadiz box that is headed down. Uh-oh, this is dangerous. A shot is blocked down. That shot, I believe, came from Bondonga.
Alex.
Or was it? It's going to be a... Is it a corner? Yeah, it's going to be a corner. It was blocked by Christensen. It was Bondonga who would have had a clear strike on target with nobody in front of him. The only guy in front of him was Christensen. And here comes the corner, and it's flicked over the bar rather dangerously. That was Alex Fernandez, and all of a sudden, Cadiz have had their two opportunities.
Yeah, like in those situations, like from faults or corners and things, is where they most do danger. Like mostly Cadiz is defending, trying to press high, trying to stick a ball, and then create situation from that. So that's why it's really important today to not commit like stupid faults around the area. Of course, if there's a hard situation that you can only stop with a fault, you have to do it. But it's really important to avoid those situations today.
We see the possession numbers on our screen there. 76% it just updated for Barça, 24 for Cádiz. Honestly, my prediction's already out of the water. I don't think, unless the game takes a dramatic turn, I would think this is going to be where we're at. Nice little nutmeg by Ferran Torres. He's now running downhill into the box, trying to keep it on his feet, but he didn't really have any options to pass. And so once it was taken off of his feet, it was cleared away. But that's a good run from Ferran.
Really good. That's what we need to see from him, to start to enjoy, to get the ball, to get one-to-ones. And it's a player that he always show up, in the crosses from the other side. He's always showing up in the second lines, that he get a lot of scrappy balls and stuff like that where he can score. Hopefully we can see one of these today.
Now Frankie's turn to run. These midfielders are having some goes at the box. Not afraid to get forward right now. And we always heard that Pedri needs to shoot more. This might be a game where Frankie ends up shooting a shot or two. Here's Gavi. We know that he can do that. That's a beautiful run into the box. Ferran across the way, cleared over the bar by Ita, out for a Barça corner. Bruno.
Let's see, Barcelona is going to be Ferran again, the one taking this set piece. The most involved player in attack so far, Ferran Torres, now with this cross. Let's see this corner kick.
If hit the wrong way, could have ended up as an own goal. And here comes the ball into the top of the box. Nobody was really there for it, so it comes all the way back out to Balde. Barça will get everybody back in position and reset.
That was a really nice one. Like, I think Ferran Torres, as Bruno said, is the one getting involved more, asking for the ball, trying to do things that one-on-one situation. And also Gavi, he's playing like we are normally seeing lately, Pedri, like super close to the box and creating a lot of danger in there.
Now Ferran again, he has really looked good today, but that is the first time he really wasn't able to get further in. Now Cadiz, they're just trying to relieve the pressure a little bit, but Juanjo, you said it in the pregame, and so we have to make you look smart when things happen like that. We're going to attack down the wings, and that's exactly what Barça have done with Balde, Ansu, and Ferran.
Yeah, that's what you normally have. When the teams are really tight, in defense, normally they keep the block really inside, really tight, so you don't leave any space between the central backs and the right backs,
So there's a ball over the top for Cadiz, and there's an opportunity to score, and the flag has come up after the ball goes into the back of the net. Hold on. So there was a chip lob over the top, and Cadiz, they're asking to check it. Let's see, we're going to get a replay of it now, and it is a clear offside to me.
Yes.
It is close, but it is clear. Who put it in? Was it Ocampo? No.
This is Roger Martí.
It was Roger. So offside, so the ball did go in, but no goal.
But at least a warning to know how to defend those situations.
Now, we're about halfway through this first half or so, and as you probably know by now, we are without Robert Van Eck out today. We want him back. We were thinking about him, and so we need to fill the live chat with some hearts for him. Let's show Robert some love, please. I want to see the love for our guy, who is going to be back as soon as, I decide it's appropriate. But no, we're
He's just fixing the avocado socks. That's why we don't allow him to
Robert, are you wearing the avocado socks right now? That seems like it would be something you would do, is you'd wear the avocado socks even though you're at home. I threw on my Barça socks for today. There's an advantage played for Barça, and Ferran is going to put a ball into the box again. It's popped up and out by Fali, and now Barça will have a throw, and they're starting to pile the pressure on a little bit.
We talked a lot about Araujo, of course, about Koundé, but the level of Andreas Christensen during all the season of Barça is just incredible today, leading in the defense, in defensive actions, and also to play the ball from the back.
Lewandowski hasn't had many touches in this first half yet. Gavi sends Ferran to the byline. Ferran trying for the cutback, keeps it on his feet twice. It's still with Ferran. His shot goes just wide of the post.
That was close.
He is very clearly effective on the right-hand side, because we've mostly seen him as a winger on the left, but here on the right he looks comfortable.
Yeah, he looks comfortable, and this far the best player on the field for both teams. Everything he's trying, it works out, and the defenders of Cádiz doesn't know how to stop him. This was the first touch with a little bit of a good chance, but he's being a nightmare for Cádiz. this far.
And of course, with all the injuries, well, suspensions for next Thursday, there's a real possibility to play with 3 players up front again. And there, we assume that probably Lewandowski and Rafinha have more options to be in the starting lineup. But the third piece up front, who knows, if it can be Ferran, of course, if he continues at this level. Ansu, I mean, they are also battling, I think, for one spot there in the lineup for Thursday, the forwards today.
Well, I think that it's a conversation we can continue to have as we watch this game play out, but Ferran is playing in a spot where Rafinha would normally play, or Dembélé, so Ferran hasn't really played on the right-hand side. He's got the ball again now, trying to make something happen. Ansu is used to playing more on the left this season.
Yeah, and you can feel Ferran feels more comfortable here. Like, just the way he tries and everything, you can feel that is the spot. Hold on.
Gavi fighting for the ball. He's done well to win it, and he tried to poke it through to Ansu, who got one slightly heavy touch to it. He was hounded by 2 defenders, Ansu was, and that first touch just took him out of the play. He was closed down by both defenders. Itza got to the ball, and it ended up in Ledesma's hands, but Barça are trying to get in behind, and now they are starting to work through the middle a little bit too.
Yeah, and they are finding spaces. Like we said, that most difficult today was to try to find the spaces on Cádiz defense, but they are finding spaces on the right, but also in the middle with those runs of Gavi. So this far it's working.
Cadiz's turn. They're on attack now into the final third, and they've brought a few numbers forward, and a shot from distance bounces harmlessly into Ter Stegen's hands. That was Alcaraz. So a couple of reminders from Cadiz in this first quarter of the game. And that's actually going to go down as the first shot on target today. So you've got a Ferran Torres who has...
That might be yellow.
Might break out our first card. Yeah. It is indeed. Roger Martí went in with a hard challenge against Eric Garcia. Challenge that he really didn't need to make at all.
No, because I mean the ball was in Barca's half, and there was nothing to take from there. It was like in the midfield. He goes with everything, and first yellow card, and it's for Cádiz.
First yellow card of the game, and first yellow card for Roger Martí this season playing for Cádiz.
Now, Bruno, you said the players that were potentially on the hook for a suspension after this game if they were to pick up a yellow was Gavi, Ferran, and then I think you said Araujo and Busquets?
No, Araujo's already suspended. Busquets and Dembélé that are out injured, so they're not going to see this yellow card. But yes, Gavi and Ferran are the other 2 players, and also Rafinha.
And next game it's against Almeria, we said, right?
Away, yes.
Well, here is Ferran winning the ball back high up the pitch. Gavi feeding it into the middle. Lewandowski with a shot blocked down. It's cleared only as far as Balde, who thought about a shot. Balde on his right foot, and he sent it over the bar. We're getting close with Alejandro Balde.
Yeah, he hasn't scored yet this season, right?
Not yet. And actually, I said Lewandowski. That was Sergio Roberto who came into the top of the box for that shot.
Like, you feel everyone is trying, and that's good news, because that puts even more difficulty for the defense of Cádiz, because if you know that only Ferran and Lewandowski are going to shot, then you defend that. But if you don't know who is going to shot, because Gavi tried it, Ferran tried it, Sergi Roberto, Lewandowski, Ansu, and Balde, there's 6 players trying to shot on target, so that makes it even more difficult to defend.
That's a good thing from Barcelona, is what they're doing really now. You know, coming from the second line, like Idiati say, you know, Gavi, Sergi Roberto, everyone is showing up, and that's giving options, you know, with players that are counting on the attack. And apart from going from the sides, you know, we got a lot of bodies coming into the central areas.
Koundé seeks out Lewandowski, who's just trying to get involved. Back with Koundé, he's going to go all the way back to Ter Stegen, who comes out of his box to play it to Eric Garcia. Barça very comfortable in possession when they have it. Cadiz defending with a little bit of nerves. Here is Ferran in the box after a nice diagonal. Lewandowski posting up his defender.
He's asking for a handball, Ferran Torres. He's asking for a handball to the referee after that action.
Play continues for now, and it's
that
finally
was a good idea.
given away, and Cadiz are going to try to break, and this is what they're able to do. And they do bring it up the left with Ocampos. Now, here he is, trying to work it into the box. Gavi defending, the referee had a look at it, and
There's
he's going to
nothing
blow
there.
the whistle.
He tripped.
It looked like a shoulder-to-shoulder at first. Now, Ferran was the player asking for a handball. There's nothing in that challenge.
There's
He's
He's
nothing.
already fallen in there.
No, Ferran is talking to the referee again. He wants him to at least check from the VAR room that tackle direction. Let's see if the international signal can give us a replay from what happened in Cadiz's box, but no, the referee is not going to take the action. And yep, this is going to be a free kick for Cadiz now. Careful, because Cadiz are creating problems to Barça from set pieces.
Yeah, this is my least favorite spot to defend a free kick. This is very dangerous. It's right along the box. It's actually almost like a short corner, and it's sent in and flicked on by a Cadiz head, and then the flag comes up. So forget that.
Yeah.
That's fine. Defended
Perfect.
admirably.
But this is cursed because it was a nice opportunity, and it was not really a fault because I think Gavi helped really well to defend that situation. But that has to keep Barça in mind and intention, knowing that Cadiz has skills to make you suffer in the back.
That's the small kind of things that sometimes Xavi talking about the Gavi, you know, is way to express so much power in there and in every volley play. Sometimes I have to think about, you know, how difficult and how dangerous it is to make a free kick in these areas. And that's the small things that Xavi sometimes mention about he need to learn in the experience, you know. And that's one of the situations that I really think is very important, you know.
Well, free kicks have been a topic of conversation in this room
Yeah.
for a while. Actually, if you go back, if you give us the shot of Juanjo, if you just look behind him, just a little bit behind Juanjo, there's a board that says curse of the free kick, and we've erased everything because we all made our guesses and none of us have been able to come through yet. And as we're all trying to guess when there it is, it's just right above Juanjo's head. We're all trying to guess who's going to be the next Barca player to score a free kick. Meanwhile, earlier today at the Parc de France,
That hurts.
he's just doing it whenever the heck he wants, man. It's great. It's great. It really is.
He's just the best.
It's so incredible for a guy to say, you know what? I think I'm going to put the ball here, and then with one flick,
Like it was like PlayStation. Like I want it here,
Yeah,
and then it goes
yeah.
there. Yeah.
No, I can't even do that in a video game. Will Barca score before halftime? Yes, no,
I think yes.
I hope so.
My answer is yes.
That is a firm yes.
I don't think that we will score in the first half.
And
I
Juanjo
wish,
is a
but I
very
don't think so.
pessimistic no.
Obviously, they are really tight, they're fresh, so they are going to hold a little bit longer, Cadiz. So,
You can't even
Hope-
give us an I hope?
yeah.
So you don't even
Yes.
hope that they score?
Yeah, I hope.
Oh,
but
okay.
I hope they will score early, but I cannot see, Cadiz looking kind of strong right now. If they're still going in this pressure and going in every ball, but
All right, well, here comes Barca again up the right. Again, it's Ferran. It feels like a broken record. He goes to the middle. Is that Ansu who's slipped in, trying to work on that side? But it's given away, and Cadiz, again, they're just going to try to run. As soon as they get the ball, that's really their only option. It's their only outlet, is they just try to get on the counter. And Barca, like we saw in that game against Betis, when you lose the ball, everybody gets back. We saw that. Laporta talked about it in a press conference later, a couple weeks later. Barca can get back and defend that, and now Barca are on the attack again, and it's Lewandowski who loses possession this time.
Yeah, and the level of our defense has grown that much this season that even if Araujo is not there, you still have Christensen and you have Koundé. You have Eric Garcia that doesn't have minutes, and we listened the other day Xavi Hernandez in the press conference like saying, I'm not being fair with Eric. He's training really well, but the others are also in a great level. So that makes you like feel safe. Like you have Ter Stegen, but you also have a great defense.
Now Christensen is being forced to defend, and Ocampo will let it go out for a Cadiz throw in the final third. Half an hour down. I believe We are at, let's see, 3 shots on target, 2 for Barça. And we are already apparently in time-wasting territory.
Yeah. I mean, we have to say, like, for Cádiz, drawing here in Camp Nou is a great result because any point they get, it will work for them to run away from that difficult situation they are in and to not drop in the second division. So for them, just a draw here, it's like almost a win.
Now, Luis Hernandez was ready for a long throw. The referee has stopped play, and the word that he's having is with Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who got into a bit of a shoving bout with Roger Martí.
I was amazed in that situation because Christensen was speaking Spanish to the referee. He already knows Spanish.
Here is the long throw, a punch from ter Stegen. He had to go over 2 bodies to get there. Now a ball served into the box and a second punch from Marc-Andre ter Stegen. You know, we love the airplanes. He usually gives us those, but if you can find the emoji in your chat, give us a boxing glove.
I'm going to put.
Give us a boxing glove because he just punched that ball out of the air twice. Impressive stuff. I would not want to go up against him in the ring. I would not. There are very few people that I would be willing to go in the ring with.
I would be more scared of Gabi, I think.
That's a good question. After you give us the boxing gloves, tell us who you would not want to meet in a boxing ring among these players.
100% Araujo. I will not.
Oh, Araujo!
I would not like to fancy him to face him face to face with a block.
It's difficult to choose one that I could go against.
Yeah, Araujo.
For Ferran Torres, if he can catch up to it, but Ledesma comes out first and got there before Ferran could. This is, I would say, we've had some 0-0 halves this season that we'd want to forget. Yeah. So far, every attacking effort has been watchable. This has been a very on-edge type of 0-0 thus far.
Yeah, and it feels like it's something trend because it feels Lewandowski and Ansu are pressing in the middle, and that gives more space to Ferran, and then all the balls goes to Ferran, and is making a great first half.
Irati, do we have anything in terms of boxing gloves? Who we'd want to fight? If not, we can check back later. I'm just curious because I think Araujo and Gavi.
There's only Gabi lovers.
Ball sent into the box, comes back out to Ferran. Ferran thinking about a shot, but it's taken away from him. And Cadiz again looking for that long clearance, and ter Stegen is way out of his post just to make sure he sweeps Martí out of the play.
That's the to play so deep that there's so many meters to cover after, to create any chance that it became really impossible,
Here's Balde. Balde looking for a cross. Still with Balde into the box towards the byline. Balde's cross blocked down, away, out for a corner. No, let's go.
Third corner kick for FC Barcelona. That in these last minutes now, again, are arriving to the final third and approaching to Cadiz goal. Let's see if in these last 10 minutes the team can find the back of the net.
Good opportunity for Christensen, that I guess is the tallest we have right now.
Good cross in. Ledesma was coming for a punch. One of his teammates got to it first, so it's cleared away. And it's all the way ter Stegen coming into the attacking half to clean that up because everybody's back defending for Cadiz. And another ball into the box. That was dangerous. Flicked on by Sergi Roberto. That was always a really tough one to handle.
It's really tough, but that's the great runs that we were talking early on, with Sergio Roberto, Gavi showing up coming back from the second line, So that's when you can find the space, from when the ball is going wide and you will feel people doing the runs on the boxes. That's the way we used to get some chances in there.
And there's been a lot of movement between Sergi Roberto and Gavi. They are never in the same position, and they are moving a lot there and coming closer to the box, and that creates those spaces for Barça, and that's clearly something the team has trained this week.
Cadiz's turn. There's Alcaraz, Ocampo, and not a whole lot of support. Way more Blaugrana shirts. The final third than actual Cadiz players sporting yellow, but Cadiz still have possession here. They're going to look for a cross. Deep one in. Ter Stegen stays home, and it comes all the way through. Bounces off of Ocampo out for a goal kick for Barça. They're all wearing those shirts. They all kind of look like this. They look like the stripes and everything. It doesn't say croquetas 44, but yeah. When we look back at this first half, I think we're going to be asking thumbs up, thumbs down, and I think it's probably going to be a product of whether or not there's a goal scored in this half. So maybe it can happen here. No, it's going to be a Barça throw.
Well, it can be a good opportunity there because it's closer to the corner, and in those situations Barça has been creating.
By the way, I was thinking, what other players would you not want to meet in a boxing ring? And I actually thought, maybe not in a boxing ring, but you know, the Brazilians are really well known for their jiu-jitsu and their mixed martial arts. Yeah. Rafinha, he just seems like if you tried to punch his body, your hand would just break.
Yeah, and also how he looks and the eyebrows and everything. I think if he steps down on you and look like this and everything, I could not go there, guy.
Yeah, actually, can you give us that look again? Can you give us like the Rafinha
now I'm
eye?
going to laugh and
the
it's
Rafinha
impossible.
eye for me? Yeah. The angry Rafinha. Corner, Bruno, we're trying here. We're trying to make something happen.
Another corner, fourth one now for FC Barcelona. Again, Ferran Torres, the one who's gonna take it, and now Andreas Christensen, Eric Garcia, Lewandowski, and also Roberto for to find a good header.
Can somebody get their head on the ball? That's what Barca are looking for, like Marcos Alonso did on Thursday. This one sent into the area and again headed clear. Ocampo trying to hold up play 1-on-4. Gavi is going back to check on Fali, who's down in the box. So the foul, I believe it's going to result in a card. Let's see, Fali, that's a bit of friendly fire.
It's been hit, yeah.
It's a challenge with his teammate. It's not even with Christensen, with his teammate, but Fali is okay and recovered now, so the action is going to continue.
Yeah, it's Fali and his own teammate Roger Martí. 6 minutes to the break.
Should we try it with the applauses? The other day worked to find a goal before halftime.
So, were we applauding something in general? I don't even. How were we doing that? Were we just applauding just for the sake
The other
of
day we
applauding?
put the applauses here and Barca scored. And
Alright,
two times we did. Barca scored 2 goals.
Fill
So
the chat with
maybe
applauses. Let's do
maybe
that.
after this chance for Cádiz.
Yeah, actually, don't do it yet. Cádiz have a corner, so don't applaud now.
In case I get mixed up in there.
Don't applaud. Take it back. If you already filled it with applauses, take it back. Barca have a corner to defend. Second corner for Cádiz in this game as we approach minute 41. A lot of bodies forward for them, and it's headed out for a goal kick. No problem. All right, now we can start them. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Everybody. Even there's the there we go. Love it. Let's go.
Do we have to stand up?
Yeah, come on. This is the chance. I mean, if Barca score here,
It's working.
yeah, it's bound to work, right? Let's see, Barca. I also need to stretch
I'm going to help people here with
I
the
needed to
applauses.
stretch my legs a little bit too. Ball over the top for Ferran. Ferran settles it down in the box to the middle,
Really control.
and it's cleared away. That's been a recurring theme, but it's won back brilliantly by Christensen. No foul. Ferran again. Ferran service back post header. Oh, just wide.
That's a great shot.
Lewandowski, and it might have taken a little mini deflection from his
That's the ball that
defender.
Lewandowski always like, second post. It's really clever to find the space down there. And great ball from Ferran again.
A peach of a rainbow pass, and Lewandowski. How old is he? Because he just jumped higher than any of us can jump.
He's just class. Easy.
And another incredible recover by Christensen. It's amazing the way he's playing also today. Almost there. The applause seems to be working. So let's see if in these last 4 minutes the team can score another one.
Yeah, that was well worked. I like that. And you know what? We can't just stick with the same thing every time. Like, we can't always do applauses. We can't always do avocados.
We always have something.
We have to mix it up.
Yeah.
And that's
Not flags.
well, flags is from the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No flags.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we don't need to rehash what happened. Cross coming in for Cadiz, and Eric Garcia is there, and Balde is going to try to dribble out of trouble. It's still Balde. It's still Balde. Now Gavi. Gavi with a long touch, and he went down, but did not receive a foul, and Cadiz have it back. And this game is starting to stretch out quite nicely. Ter Stegen bodies down a shot from. Is that? I didn't get a good look at it. I'll have to see.
Nothing in there.
Yeah, it's
Oh, this one
Barça
is
on
good.
the turn, and now it's Ansu Fati. Can he start to get into the game? Ansu cuts it back to the middle. Spread wide for Koundé on the right. Now it's Ferran again. Looking for a cross, instead passes it up. Ferran into the box, gets past one, gets
Oh,
past
see?
two. Ferran,
Go for it.
cut back
See?
into the area, headed down, save the goal!
Vamos!
It's Sergio Roberto! And Barça have the lead! Applauses all day!
I'm really glad I get it wrong. They wouldn't score from the himself.
The
Brilliant, brilliant setup by Ferran Torres.
Amazing. It's
He
half
did
goal. It's half goal.
all the hard work, and he got around two defenders, cut it to the byline, cut back. There was a header that was, I believe, saved by Ledesma.
Yeah, the first one.
Great
From
one, yeah.
Christensen, was it?
Ferran on the cutback, the header from Lewandowski.
Lewandowski.
Ledesma with a full spread diving save, but he saved it right back to the spot where Sergio Roberto was waiting. And this is the best Ferran Torres
Brilliant.
we've seen.
This far, like this season, I think is the best match he is doing. It's amazing how he's facing the one versus one. No one can stop him, and it was a defender indeed taking the header from Lewandowski, and Sergio Roberto being where the nines are, being where the strikers are, and I'm really happy. Because, I mean, we have listened many critics on Sergio Roberto and Ferran, and they both appear today, and this win
fill the chat
started
with
with
hearts
them.
for both of them, please. For Sergio Roberto, for Ferran Torres, and for Irati Vidal, who had the idea to do the applause. Huh?
It worked.
You know,
We don't have to use it a lot. Like,
no,
just
that's the thing. You
yeah.
can't overuse it, but I'll tell you what. It's 1-0, Irati. He worked out.
It's payoff.
That is a perfect way to segue into halftime. Bruno, Barça on the board.
Well, incredible. Now the atmosphere here at the Spotify Camp Nou. What an incredible move from Ferran Torres. We said it, that was the best player so far for Barça, really involved in attack. 1, 2, and up to 3 incredible dribblings in the same move. What an incredible cross. The header from Lewandowski, saved by a Cadiz defender, but Roberto has appeared there. It's the 3rd goal for him in the league this year. Careful now with the John. No, he has lost the ball.
Oh, he lost. Yep.
Yeah, this possessed. No, just one fact. 3rd goal of Roberto this league. In the last 2 games he scored were at the Spotify Camp Nou, and the 2 games ended with 4-0 wins for Barça against Valladolid and against Athletic Club.
Well, here come Barça again, and they've got some numbers on this left-hand side. If they can make it count, it is Lewandowski setting it up on his right. Lewandowski's got it! It's in! Robert Lewandowski scores! 2-0 before halftime! Let's go, Poland! Where you at, Poland? Where are you at, Poland? Let's hear
Amazing goal.
That came out of nothing.
Yeah.
And he hadn't scored since the
5
Betis
minutes, yeah.
game. We know that. 6 games without a goal. Forget about it.
That's
He
on.
scored. Just a simple layoff to the middle. One touch from Lewandowski. A shot across his body. Ledesma's nowhere to be found.
No.
And it's 2-0
That has to be super fast shot because no one sees it.
It wasn't even expected, to have the shot straight away in there.
Wow.
And that's Lewandowski, like just from nowhere. Like,
yeah. Well, he almost had one a few minutes ago, and then Barça have come in flying. The halftime whistle has gone, and it is 2-0 to Barça with 2 goals right before the halftime whistle blows. So, well, this should be pretty easy. It's our turn to ask you, thumbs up or thumbs down? Go on. Give us your answer. We're waiting. Irati?
I think it's thumbs up.
You think?
Yeah. I'm
not
pretty
sure. You're not entirely sure. You think it's thumbs up. I see.
I think maybe. I'm pretty sure it's thumbs up because the team has worked those 45 minutes. It was not only the goals in the end. Like to reach the goals, the team has worked, has defended, and has had a lot of movement. Sometimes we're in the first half we said yeah, but there was no sparkle of the team. The strikers were not moving. The midfielders were just passing slow. And today everything was okay there. And in the end, we also found the magic of Lewandowski. We also found Sergi Roberto, and I think it's an amazing new and the best one that Ferran Torres is showing this level.
Juanjo, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Up, 100%. Definitely it's the kind of game you expect, to go early in the clean sheet, It took 40 minutes for us, but going back to the dressing room with that 2-0, that's give you all the confidence to relax, to play a little bit more safe, to save legs, and to be clever.
Well, the only thumbs down I saw was for the beginning of the game, and then the end of the first half, thumbs came up. That's the only argument you could make. It's 2 thumbs up for this first half. And that's where we will take a quick halftime breather with the game, and we will now transition over to the board over there, where we'll get you your halftime quiz. Let's do it now. Did he once eat 44 croquetas? 44 croquetas. I have to say, I am a little bit hungry. Yes, I am hungry. Hungry is the word today. I've got my phone all ready to go to read your responses, and so we're going to go through them on the Barça Live halftime quiz. Let's get to it. We've got 5 questions to get to. I want you to answer as many of them as you can correctly. Let's see if we can go 5 for 5. It's going to be a tough one. Let's start with question 1. Okay, we're talking about Cadiz. What is the best league finish in the history of the club? The best league finish in Cadiz's club history. Is it 7th, 10th, 12th, or 14th? Get your answers in now. All right, I'm going to be rolling through. I see a lot of responses already, so let's hope that most of you can get this. I see a couple of A's in there. That's understandable. I get it. A, yep, and I see a B, 2 more B's. All right, let's see who's got it right. Only 12th? I mean, they haven't had a long history in the first division, but they haven't cracked the top 10, and by all accounts, they're probably not going to do it this year, but that remains to be seen. 12th, best finish. Let's go to question 2. Of the 26 players on Cadiz's current squad, how many of them were on the team the first year they came back to La Liga? That was 2 seasons ago, the 2021 season. Is it 8, 12, 16, or 20 of the 26? All right, I'm seeing 16, 20, A, no, well, 1A. B, a couple of B's, a few more B's coming in. Good job. Well done. Answer, please. 12. It's hard to say whether that's a large number or a small number, but I would say the retention over 2 years, 12 players, isn't bad. It means that there's been a lot of changes going on with a team that's trying to stay up, which they're trying to do again this year. Let's go to question 3. In the first meeting with Cádiz this season, Robert Lewandowski did what for the only time this year? Did he eat 44 croquetas during halftime? That's possible. Did he register 6 shots on target? Did he receive a red card? I know that happened. And was he involved in 3 goals? All right, nobody seems to be selecting A, or if they are, they're joking. I get it. D, several D's. Lots of D's. Good job. Well done. Answer. Yeah, he was involved in 3 goals. It was the only time that it's happened for him in league play. Of course, he had the hat trick earlier in the season, but he did really well in the Champions League against Pilsen. But no, this was league play, and he was involved. He scored 1. He assisted the other 2. Let's go to question 4. We're going to fill in the blank again. The last time these 2 teams met at the Spotify Camp Nou was the first time that blank. Barça committed 25 fouls in a game. It was the first time that they had done that in 5 years. Cadiz kept a clean sheet on Blaugrana soil at Spotify Camp Nou. Ronald Araujo and Eric Garcia partnered at center back for the first time ever. Or Xavi started 4 midfielders in a game. So we know that that's been the theme as of late. Get your answers in. Most are on track today, I see. B, again, Max always in there. I see Carolina has chimed in as well. B, but no, it's this one, yeah, if you remember it, you remember it. Let's see it. Yeah, it was the clean sheet for Cadiz. It was actually Eric Garcia and Clement Langley who started in that game a year ago. So times change, things get moving, and let's hope that that doesn't happen again today, of course. Question 5. The longest drive among the following options would be from Cadiz to where? We need to work on our geography a little bit on this show, because sometimes we tend to forget. Right? So we're from Cadiz, which is a very secluded little area. You have to work to get there. So if you're going from Cadiz, what takes the longest? Is it going to Malaga, A Coruña, Bilbao, or right here in Barcelona? Hopefully none of you say Malaga. I'm not going to give away the answer, but let's hope that you guys geography a little more on point than that, shall we? Let's see. I see a lot of different guesses here. This is a tough one, so I'm going to give you the hours. It is the Catalan capital. 10.5 hours to obviously Malaga down on the south with Cadiz. A Coruña, Bilbao, and Barcelona. All 3 sort of separated from the south. You got to go west, north, east. But yes, it is Barcelona. So those Cadiz fans that have made their way to the Spotify Camp Nou, they are enjoying themselves after a long ride. That does it for the halftime quiz, but we'll be back shortly with the start of the second half. Before we do that, though, let's throw it over to the Spotify Camp Nou with Bruno Ballester.
Well, Spence, here in the match, and it's now time to ask to all our fans who has been the best player of this. And we have 3 options, of course, to leave another name if you want another one, and also to leave your comments about how has gone. But Ferran's impact from this right part of the field has been incredible, participating in many moves, and crucial, of course, in the opening goal with this incredible move with 3 dribblings. Has been incredible there, Ferran Torres. So I'm going to stay with Ferran for you. Let's see, Nashat Ibrahim says Ferran, option number 1. Algerian also saying option number 1. Blessed, it's option number 1. It's Ferran, of course, number 1. Iga says Ferran, greatest of all times, GOAT. Brindex says 3 for him. That is Lewandowski with his goal. Well, most of you thinking that Torres has been the best this first half. I also agree with you. So let's see how things goes for this second half. Barça now with a good advantage of 2 goals. They are now live on the standings, top of the league with 59 points. Second, Real Madrid with 51. Good advantage, of course, before heading into the game against Man United on Thursday. Let's stay positive, keep this good result. Spencer, Irati, Juanjo on the studio. I also want to know for you who has been the best player of first half.
Best player of the first half. That's pretty hard to say, but at the same time, for me, it's pretty easy, I think, no?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Bruno just said. Like for me, and with big difference from the second is Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Ferran, I guess most of us have thought the same, but if we could pick out somebody else too, who would you go after, Juanjo?
Well, it's definitely for me Ferran Torres as well, for all the things he brings to the game. But I like just the 3 midfielders, I think so they read well the game, apart from Ferran is doing a great job from the wing. But Sergio Roberto and De Jong and Gavi, they're doing the great roles inside the lines, that they're creating spaces to create some chances. So I think so they have to choose one of the 3. It will be maybe Gavi, the one is more involved in things, but it's quite up to the 3 midfielders as well, apart from Torres.
Well, we've got a live look at the table on the left-hand side here. That is Barça back in front by 8 points in La Liga. Should this result stand, it certainly does. You know what we want to see in the second half. My question is, based on the stats that you see on your screen, 73-27. For 73, I know you're close. Does that number go up or down in the second half?
I mean, I think now Cadiz has nothing to lose, so maybe they to try to find those spaces. But my feeling says it's going to stay like more or less the same. We are not going to see like a really big difference on both teams.
Juanjo, if you're Cádiz, Camp Nou. I'm sure Bruno can confirm that for us in a little bit. But this first, the players are now starting. The second half of play was played, I wouldn't say even. It wasn't played even, but it was the way that both that breakthrough goal. And then, as you said, Irati, if the first goal happens, expect things to open up, and Barça just happened to connect, bang, bang.
Pressing high to be in with Ledesma, also the goalkeeper that saves a lot. So took more time to Barça start connecting over there, but Barça, even though the goal didn't came until minute 40, I think it was, you could see chances like entering from inside the box. Barça played like they wanted to play. They didn't adapt to the other team, and I think we are seeing a different Cádiz that we were expecting.
Juanjo, substitutes become a question at some point in the second half to get some of these guys rest. At the same time, a player like Gavi, for example, isn't playing on Thursday, so maybe you can run him for 90 minutes tonight.
Yeah, definitely. If he's not gonna have the chance to play during the next week midweek game, you have to go with him, to give him more minutes, because he's gonna miss the next one. But I would like to see some options as well for a few players, We have to be clever enough. The game is not over, so we have to be careful on that. But some other players, show up and to get minutes, just to share a little bit the cake.
Bench options for Barça. Let's go through them real quick. 2 defenders Jordi Alba, Marcos Alonso. In the midfield, Sergio Busquets is an option off the bench today. Frank and Rafinha are available in
I would like to see
attack.
Pablo. It's one of the players I would love to see to get some minutes in there, and he can bring things. He's the kind of player in this area to the box where he can bring a small and nice play. So I'm looking forward to see if he's got a.
Now right to left, and it is, as we saw in the first half, a bit of pressure from Cadiz with Barça starting with the ball. We'll see if that pressure is merely brief or if it's here to stay. And Barça have broken right through it, and now it's Ansu Fati cutting it back, looking for an option, chipped over the top. Ferran, one touch, he fires, it's blocked. That was an immediate response from Barça trying to make their way through and almost getting an early second half goal.
And a nice decision from Ansu Fati, because the easiest thing was to shot on target, and it was a position he really likes, and he saw Ferran Torres all alone, and he decided to cross the ball for Ferran Torres, so an amazing decision also for Ansu.
Arthamendia is the player that blocked the shot from Ferran. I think maybe it's hard to criticize just about anything that Ferran's doing, and hold that thought, because Cádiz are going to try and make a run forward. But again, there's only one player in the box. That makes it a lot harder to make anything happen. I think the only thing Ferran could have done in that instance was try and take it out of the air and hit it on the volley.
First touch finish, it was one of the options you can get, and probably it was the best, because as soon as the ball is flying, it's gonna get pressure from the closer defender. So you hold that to the first touch finish, it will be. So have some chance.
Let's reset for you. You see the Barça 11 on your screen, and they've won the ball back and are immediately trying to run, and they're doing it successfully. So we're going to have to wait, because it's Alex Balde on the left. Balde into the box, tried to stay with it. Again, it's the defense of Cádiz that clear it, and Barça will either have a throw or a free kick.
Free kick, I think.
Yeah, I think it's free kick. Like Sergi Roberto was rolling all around after that fall.
So the question is, who would you like to see in the second half? Is it Rafinha, Kessié, Pablo Torre? I could throw Busquets in there as an option too.
I would add another one. I would love to see Alarcón. He has been in the squad for the team in the last matches. Xavi has called him, and I think if we close the match, of course, it could be a nice game to make someone rest for Manchester, and also to see the youngster.
Yeah, he would be really the only replacement option. It is a free kick, you're right, so it's going to be a Ferran Torres kick that's going to swing into the box. A little too far out for a shot, we would think, as it's curled in, flicked on, and out for a goal kick. Ansu got his boot to it, just couldn't direct it. It was always going to be difficult for him. As we get a look at Xavi Hernandez, who I believe is probably pretty happy with what he saw in the first half in general.
And we start seeing movements in the... Sorry, Juanjo. Really quickly, we start seeing movements there in the bench, so shortly we will know which players will start warming up. All yours, Juanjo, sorry.
No problem at all. I think so. Sorry, I just got the kind of lost the question that we were talking about.
My fault, Juanjo.
We were talking about Xavi and if he would be pleased with the first half.
I think he wrote the game really well, and the players really got what he was expecting from them. Whatever he was supposed on the dressing room, he's been show up in the game. So it's really up for that.
Well, he's always super honest after the game. He's one of the most honest interview givers that you'll see, and I think that will reflect in this game too. Now the question is, does Barca come out and play just as good of a second half as they did in the first? And now it's Gavi making his way up the pitch, trying for that cross-field switch diagonal into Balde's path, but it was cut out, and Barca give it away and then immediately win it right back, which has been another theme of the day. Frankie. Now it's Gavi on the wing to the middle. Lewandowski has it taken off of his foot by Ferran Torres, who skies the bar.
two players warming up for Barça. The ovation from the Camp Nou for Rafinha and Kessie. So two players that were in our list are now warming up. So are the two first options for Xavi to probably come on in the second half.
And I think Camp Nou was appreciating what Rafinha did the other day. The other day he got upset because Xavi took him out from the pitch, but immediately he went to the press and said sorry to the team, to the fans, and to Xavi Hernandez. And then Xavi said, it's normal. Like, I was a player and I also got upset when they took me out from the field. And that means that all the players want to play and there's no space for everyone. And that's like that healthy competition that makes this team grow.
Well, Cadiz, they're in. The flag might come up belatedly here, but it's got to be dealt with by Koundé, and once it is, the flag, well, it stayed down actually, and Barça were able to just play out themselves, which is what they've done. Lewandowski now is in his own half, sends a diagonal out wide to Ferran, who's one-on-one, and then slips, loses possession, and somehow he manages to win it back. This is rebounds in there.
Great effort and great match again.
This is brilliant. He's won the ball back and he's got it again on the wing. What can Ferran do? Now two defenders are starting to envelop him, which means there's more space for everybody else. But Barca lose possession. The thing that Xavi said that I thought was the most surprising, I would say, if you this is why I say Xavi's honest when he gives interviews, because after the game, when he talked about Rafinha getting upset, as you said, it was that's fine, I want players to get upset. He said, it's okay if the player gets upset. I want you to swear at me. It's okay if the player, curses me out. And I'm thinking, is that's something I think most fans would say.
Yeah, but I think that makes a difference between a coach that never played football and a coach that actually played football, because he was in that position and he knows what you feel inside there. And I think that brings more to the team, because if all the players get upset in that way, like not just not passing to others, but if all the players get upset in that way, it's because they deserve and they are working hard to get that opportunity, and that just makes all your team grow.
I think about the other really high-profile coaches in the sport. How many of them would encourage the same thing, right? Maybe Pep and Klopp would say that's fine, right? Yeah. They understand that. I don't know if I see Carlo Ancelotti saying, yeah, curse at me, it's fine. No?
He will not say, but he will take it. I think so the players, as a player, when you play on the game and you beat...
Hold on, Juanjo, because Ferran is on the loose again, and he's going to win a free kick. Barca will have it. But while they set up the free kick, finish your thought.
No, that people who play football and been in the game for a long time, like all these coaches we've been talking about, they know the situation, that the feelings of the player. When you are in a hot, you're doing a great game, you're doing so many things, you put so much anger in the field and showing up that you want to get more minutes. It's a normal thing, you get angry and you get for 2 seconds, but that's the end of it, 2 seconds, you get angry, you show up a little bit, the coach perceives it and it's fine, but that's gone, and that's why Xavi is so clever to say, okay, I take it on board, no problem, and forget it after 2 seconds.
Yellow card for Alcaraz after a tackle against Ferran Torres, again showing great skills with great dribblings. Careful now with this set piece for Barça.
Set piece coming, it is Ferran into the area, headed right back out to him. Barça will reset it with Balde. Sergi Roberto is playing further back. Everybody's out of position. Barça are being backed up. They might need to go to Ter Stegen, and that's what they do.
Yeah. And meanwhile, there's Nina begging here to say hi to her. So hi, Nina. How are you? Thank you for watching us. And also Jess that wanted a shout out. So hi, Jess.
Jess, Nina, thanks for joining us on Barça Live. We know you have your choice of live football program shows to watch, and we appreciate you watching ours. And we promise Robert will be back, and we can't promise more goals tonight, but we can certainly hope for it, and we could say that it's more likely than not at this point. Balde's found Gavi in the box. Gavi's cut back cross is cut out. We are hoping for Robert to be back soon. He's watching. We can continue. We're still thinking about him. So, again, let's Just wait for Barça to clear the ball, which they finally have as Cadiz are making a run. Let's fill the chat with hearts for Robert Van Eck out. Our main man is going to be back soon. And Robert, just, you can start studying if you want, but you are going to be required to name every final score from every Barça match this year. Cross comes into the box all the way through. It is a goal kick for Barça. That was a Cadiz cross. Nobody does this job better than Robert Van Eck.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for so long, and it's very difficult to relay the information to you at home. Many of you who aren't seeing the game, and this is your only form, we want to be able to paint as much of a picture for you as we can.
And we have Mac Lundqvist that says, you have to promise more goals. I want more goals. Like, that's ask the players.
I guess there's no
they will
downside.
come.
You know what, Mac? I promise you more goals. More goals are coming today, and that is a guarantee. Freezing cold takes, don't save that one.
Corner kick for Barça, the first one of this second half.
All right. Is this going to be Ferran again? It's been mostly his service today. It is Ferran into the box. Popped up by a yellow shirt. Popped back in by Gabi Lewandowski with a flick over the top of Ledesma. Off the bar, and I think he stayed onside.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It looked really beautiful.
Off the initial clearance, Gavi at the top of the box with a header. Oh yeah,
definitely.
well onside.
Definitely.
Lewandowski sticks out a leg, pokes it over Ledesma, and if Lewandowski's a meter further back, that lands in the net. Instead, it landed on the wrong side of the bar.
Amazing connection there, like incredible, and how you can put the leg that up, like to try it that way.
Now Cádiz are coming the other way, and this is a dangerous chance for Roger Martí, whose first shot was scuffed right into Eric Garcia, who's now out defending wide. The cross, which is blocked down, it goes out by the corner flag. The referee has pointed to the corner flag, and I think it could have been either way, 50-50. I think he's given the corner.
Yes, and there's also the first one, in this case for Cadiz, in this second half. Careful now with this set piece.
Some defending to do. Barça have been much more confident defending leads as of late. Here comes the corner cross. Ter Stegen tried to get a punch to it. He got knocked down in the process, got turned around, and the whistle blows. The ball hit the back of the net. Again, this is where Robert would do a much better job. Ter Stegen goes down. There was a lot happening. Ter Stegen goes down. Roger Martí picks it up on the far side. While he was turning the ball around to shoot it on goal, Ter Stegen stayed down, expecting a foul call. Roger put it in the back of the net, and then the referee blew the whistle for what was either an offside or the foul itself.
I think he calls the fault, and it was pretty clear because, I mean, Ter Stegen was about to take the ball, and it's Fali just jumping into him and throwing him to the floor, and then Ter Stegen doesn't have any opportunity to stand up and go to try to stop that goal.
Bruno, you can do it. You can explain it better. Did you see what happened?
Oh yes, there was a foul of Fali on Ter Stegen. He was in the small box, Ter Stegen, and if there is contact there between a player and the goalkeeper, there's always a foul against the attacker, the one who is attacking in this case. So yeah, clear foul of Fali on Ter Stegen, and well, incredible finish by the way from Roger. I mean, the goal has been disallowed, but how he turns and he finishes has been incredible. Really good skills from Roger.
Well, the ball has hit the back of the net, of Ter Stegen's net, twice now today. Both of them have been annulled for one reason or another. But the unofficial back of the net scoreboard reads 2-2.
And Cádiz are preparing a triple substitution.
Barça back with possession now.
Well, that's an advice because, I mean, the match is not really close. It's 2-0 and you have that march, but it's not close, and a goal of Cádiz just puts them into the match. So really important to close and go for the third goal.
Here is Cadiz holding on to a little bit of possession. Are Possession numbers are very close, and that number is starting to dwindle down just a little bit. We're at 71-30. Well, that can't be right. That's 101%. What did you guess, Irati? 72?
72, yeah.
And Juanjo said 78.
78, yeah.
And I had 68, and I think we're all still in it right now.
You said how much?
68.
68.
68.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all still in it with half an hour to go. One thing. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Irati.
No, I just have to keep it like this, and then one more pass in the last minute of the.
So you'll get it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not yet time to start thinking about who predicted what score correctly, because a lot can still happen either way in this. Laia could get her 3-1, things could stay the same, things could change. But one thing that we are continuing with are some comments, Irati, so it's everybody's favorite part. Irati reads out your names.
Let's see. Well, this one I know. Alia, did y'all see the free kick goal Messi scored? Maybe Barca will have luck and score with a free kick.
Yeah,
we have to guess where it's coming. But
when Robert comes back,
yeah,
we'll do the curse of the free kick guesses again, and hopefully someone will be right.
Then let's hope it's not today, so we can wait. Robert,
I would take it today.
Yeah?
I would take a free kick goal anytime. Bruno, triple substitution.
Yes, really quickly, substitutions for Cádiz with the 3 forwards. First change, Iván Alejo, now coming on. Also Choco Lozano. And the third one is Rubén Sobrino. So the 3 players for Cádiz coming on. Choco Lozano, Iván Alejo, and Sobrino.
I saw Bongdonga come off. He didn't have as much of an impact today as I think Cádiz would have liked, because he can be a dynamic player.
Yeah, he had the first chance in the first half after 5 minutes, I think so, from the edge of the box. But nothing much happened from him after that.
All right, Barca are bringing it back up the pitch, and if anything happens, Irati, I'll jump in. Is Ferran? Well, we got to watch Ferran because he's been electric today. But if anything happens, we'll mention it. You've got more comments to read, though.
Okay, let's see. Can I skip the names?
No. That's the point.
I need glasses from this. From Massens. I think Pablo Torre deserves a chance. Sebastian Segen, maybe. No, it sounds Dutch.
Sebastian sounds, Sebastian sounds either Dutch or Nordic.
Yeah.
Or, no?
Yeah. I am glad that studios, but we are glad to. Marius Russo, 2 more goals. Go, Barca, go. And Mac Lundqvist, much love and respect to Robert. Much love from here, Robert.
Yeah, absolutely. There's another element to this that we were talking about on Thursday, by the way. I wanted to get your opinions on it as we're having fun, and those of you at home too. The Spotify playlists are out.
That's
the
true.
official Spotify playlists. That is Pedri's playlist and Alexia's playlist. They have both come out with what their pregame playlists are, their favorite songs. And so on Thursday, we asked you, what would your favorite songs be? What would go on your playlist, your pregame warm-up? And we can ask Juanjo because he wasn't here on Thursday, so get that in mind. But the question I want to ask today is, which player's playlist would you next like to hear? Because we have Pedri and Alexia, but it's a little bit harder to determine, but you all have your favorite players. I'm sure Gavi would be a choice out there for the fan favorite. But which player do you want to see what their playlist looks like?
That's an interesting question.
And while you think about that, and Irati looks at the comments, Juanjo?
I would say Rafinha. Made me quite interested, to see what kind of music he likes.
Ansu's won it back high up the pitch, and he's got it to Ferran. Cuts it back for Ansu, who is trying to take it first time, and before it got to him, there was a little deflection, and it's in the hands of Ledesma.
Just say Rafinha, as I say early on, just because he looks like a guy who maybe will fancy some kind of rap and stuff like that, some hardcore stuff.
What would be on your game day playlist?
I like some techno, something really with rhythm and
techno.
Yeah,
you're techno guy. Yeah. Okay.
I like.
And Irati, I forget what you said. Did you say like We Will Rock You, like a little Queen, a little.
No, I had I remember when I was playing, we used to listen this Rocky Balboa
that's
song.
it. I was thinking We Will Rock You.
I think nowadays I would listen many Rosalia songs before matches. I like reggaeton and those kind of music before matches.
Any comments of those who want to see certain players' playlists?
There's many Gabis, of course, like Gabi. Lewandowski, Esther would love to see Lewandowski, and but mainly Gabi and Carolina, probably De Jong or Lewandowski. I think I would love to know Mapis Leon playlist.
Hold on, Bruno, it looks like a card has come out.
Yes, yellow card for Frenkie de Jong after a tackle. In this case, people in the stands at the Camp Nou are not happy at all with this decision from González Fuertes. But yeah, the yellow card has been shown to Frenkie de Jong, and we have some doubts. I was having an eye on the replay here on my screen. Yeah, I have my doubts if this is really a yellow card for Frenkie.
Well, the game has stalled a little bit in these last few minutes. It is still a 2-0 lead on the quick strikes from Barça right at the end of the first half, with Sergi Roberto and Robert Lewandowski. So it's a free kick for Cádiz, Bruno.
Xavi is going to introduce the first change, and it's going to be Kessie, who is now getting ready and will be first Barça substitution.
Nice little piece of play from Ansu Fati to keep the ball, and Eric Garcia has to clear it. That's an anywhere will do type of clearance, and that's good enough to allow Barça to get back out. So,
by the way, I want to make my point about the playlist of Spotify. I have to say that I don't agree at all with the music criteria from Pedri and Alexia both. I know that in the football dressing rooms there is many reggaeton and not many classic rocks or pop or even other styles. I love Pedri on the field. I don't know if we have the same the same feeling with kind of music, and I don't know which player. Careful!
Pull across comes in. Oh, Bruno, we see the ball.
Good control.
It's a corner for Cádiz, and Bruno almost just got the deflection.
You should handle that one.
No.
Did Ter Stegen show you how to do that?
No. Well, sometimes in the away games, actually, as the ball kids are really slow to give him the balls, as I'm just behind him, I try to give him quickly the ball, and I sometimes act as a ball kid, but no, in this case I was trying just to be safe with myself. But yeah, anyway, free kick now for Cádiz, dangerous action here, and yes, let's see if the next player of Barça, they have a playlist that at least I like a little bit more the songs there.
Right, now this is not quite an official corner. It's set up from the short corner. It was taken by Alcaraz, and the cross came in low for Alejo, and he skied it over the bar. So no harm done in the end. It's a goal kick for Barça. And now the substitutions, Bruno, are going to take place, 2 of them.
Yes, for Cádiz and for Barça. For Barça, it's De Jong, the one coming off after the yellow card. Good decision, I think, from Xavi, also probably thinking a little bit about that game on Thursday against United. De Jong has been playing a lot in these recent weeks and months, and almost all the Spotify Camp Nou standing up for the ovation here to Frenkie de Jong. Absolutely deserved ovation to De Jong, who in these recent months and weeks, I would say all the season, has been an important part for this team after all the rumors in the papers this summer for his possible signing to another club. And for Cádiz, it's San Emeterio coming on for Alcaraz. Alcaraz, one of the important players for Cádiz, replaced now by San Emeterio.
All right. Just trying to get my changes in there too to make sure everything's accounted for. Let's see if Barça can come up with some sort of attacking threat in the next 10 minutes or so, just to kill the game off. I think a 2-goal lead is, for this Barça team this year, feels more comfortable than it would have even last year.
But still, it's not close.
But yeah, I think for now this is good. Bruno?
Light show here at the Spotify Camp Nou with the flashes and the mobile phones. I think this started with the women's games at the Spotify Camp Nou kind of last season. And now sometimes in some games also we see in the men's team this kind of atmosphere at the Spotify Camp Nou. Everyone with the flashes in the phones, and I think Ignasi, our camera, also is trying to to start with his light. Look.
Where's your phone, Bruno? There it is.
Well, it's Ignasi's actually. We also have rotations on Barça Live here because it's Ignasi and not Jordi Sanglas, also our camera here. So yeah, our squad is getting ready for this final part of the season.
Say that Barça es al mío que ole, ole.
Doing our part. I don't think we're really eliminating anything, but get the idea.
So many lights already.
So we were sorry. We were saying the idea.
The Spotify, no, right?
The idea of Gavi's playlist. I feel like a lot of people are big fans of Gavi. Big fans of Gavi who might be twice his age or more might not know any of the music that he's.
Yeah, but about what Bruno was saying before, I read an interview to Héctor Bellerín and said, like, when I arrived to the locker room, I was super close to Pedri and Gavi, and I had to teach them on music because they didn't know a shit about music, and I had to teach them a little bit, and then they started listening some of the music I said to them.
I was going to say, Bellerín is not anymore at the club, but I have the feeling that with Bellerín, we would go to a concert together and we will agree a little bit more, I think, on music. But
you can still ask him to go to a concert if you want, Bruno.
Yeah. By the way, Pablo Torre warming up right now, also with Rafinha. So let's see if Pablo Torre has some minutes today.
Because here's a chance for Barça. Ferran just had it left behind him. That's the best chance that Barça have had most of this half, except for that first 30 seconds of the half. And Ferran just straight offside, ever so slightly anyway, so it wouldn't have counted.
But he appearing everywhere. Like we saw him in the right in the first half, but in the second half he's appearing more from the inside, and he's also appearing and getting close to the opportunities. Like all the good balls arrive to Ferran, and that means he's working well on positioning himself.
My last question, and then we can move on from the Spotify thing, is anybody who's watching us from Poland, because someone was saying I want to see Lewandowski and his playlist. People from Poland, who are the famous Polish artists that make music? I'm sure there's got to be a few, right? I mean, I've never listened to Polish music, but I'm open-minded. I would listen to a popular artist for two. I'm not really like a reggaeton kind of guy either. I don't like the tum patum patum patum, which is every reggaeton song that exists. But yeah, well, give me a Polish artist. I'll listen.
Rafinha's gonna be the second change for Barça. Rafinha getting changed.
And here is Lewandowski trying to allow Ferran to come forward. So we're thinking Rafinha for Ferran?
I hope no.
Or maybe Ansu, and then you put Ferran on the other side, or you test Rafinha on the left?
I think so. I will keep Torres. I think he's doing fantastic job, and I think we need it. You need minutes. You need, especially if you have the chance to play during the week against Manchester. That's already minutes he's got in his legs, and it will help him to his fitness. Much.
I see. Iga says, "I'm Polish, but I don't listen to Polish music." Well,
you're not helping.
You need to at least, do a little bit. A band called Perfect from Carolina.
Zenek Martiniuk.
Zenek Martiniuk.
Substitutions, guys. Rafinha is gonna come on for Gavi. So Gavi is gonna be available for Almeria. Sorry. Gavi was going to drink some water and was not the one who. It's Lewandowski. Sorry.
He's already thinking in Old Trafford.
Rafinha coming on for Lewandowski, and for Cádiz also final change, fifth substitution there. Chris Ramos coming on for Roger Martin. Barça still has 3 more changes to do in just one window.
All right, so that is every substitution for Cádiz. Yeah, indeed.
Already?
That's all 5. I've got.
They went fast.
Alejo, Sobrino, Lozano, Ramos, and Emeterio. And here comes a cross for Cádiz, which is dealt with by Eric Garcia. And headed away by Ansu, who took a shot in the side as he was going up for it. And he's stayed down for an extra moment. That was an elbow to the midsection from Itha.
Yeah, those ones that hurt. But in the end, it was nothing, and it was good because Barça recovered the ball and had time to organize. I feel in the second half they need more the ball. We are not seeing those long possessions that we saw in the first half.
Well, the possession numbers will show that. For now, we're down to 67. Barça do have it now, but they haven't been able to hold on to it. Just like that, they turn it over again. 15 minutes left. In the live chat, is there another goal coming? Do we sense another goal? I would just take the same question that you saw in the first half and repeat it. 1, yes. 2, no. 3, I hope. Just tell us. Is there another goal coming? Yes or no? Let's see if Barça can make it 3. It's always been difficult against Cadiz, and Ansu had just won the ball back before the referee blew the whistle on him.
I think it's yes, Barça will score, and it will be Rafinha.
Well, now it's with Cádiz again, and again there's service in towards Ter Stegen's net, but this one is well overhit, and Ter Stegen will take a goal kick out of it.
And people is really confident. Everyone saying yes, Barça will score, like Krish, Bongani, Carolina said 3 for Barça, so that means yes, we will score. Cookie Girl, which is Nina, also says yes. Wala, yes. Felix, yes. Soma, also. So. Yeah,
by the way, as we watch Irati scrolling, remember you're borrowing my laptop. I'm impressed that in just one day you've been able.
I learned
to master the reverse scroll, because I prefer to scroll the opposite way that the trackpads use it now. So you learned
the first day, the other day I struggled a lot when I was trying to find a comment. I was like just going the other way around, but I learned.
By the way, I will prefer more than scoring a goal to keep another clean sheet today. Yeah? It would be brilliant to end this game with 17 clean sheets in total in La Liga so far. It would be incredible.
I was going to see if Irati had remembered how many clean sheets Barça had, because we already went over it at the beginning of the game.
But we can do both, Bruno.
Yes,
a clean sheet and score the third, and then Spence and me will win.
Corner for Cádiz. And it's taken into the area. Ter Stegen comes up with a save. I would call it I wouldn't say it's a big save, but a necessary save.
Yeah. And the airplanes needed.
Yeah, well, we haven't had any airplanes necessary today, so sure, why not? Let's do it here. The header came down. It was accurately placed. It just didn't have any oomph behind it. So, is that the first save for him today? No, there's 2 shots on target, so that's 2 airplanes.
Yes, there was one in the first half with kind of a rebound that he saved in 2 touches.
Here is Kessier, who is whistled for a foul as he was shielding the ball from his defender, and a card comes out for him.
Ángel Alarcón now also warming up here with Pablo Torre. So let's see if these 2 youngsters, Pablo Torre and Ángel Alarcón, can have the chance in the final minutes.
That's an interesting development, considering that it is a 2-0 game. I mean, 2-0, you got 12 minutes and Cadiz haven't really shown much of a threat, so you might as well.
Yeah, that's true. But maybe you also have to start thinking on what's coming on. It's 10 minutes left.
Well, so now I was thinking about, before this game started, most of us saw what happened at Old Trafford earlier today. United were playing a team in Leicester City who are a little bit further up on the table in the Premier League than where Cadiz are right now. And here's Cadiz getting in, and this is an opportunity for them. And Ter Stegen makes this time a big save.
This is big.
He denies Ramos. That is absolutely a save and a half to keep it 2-0, to keep that clean sheet. Ramos got all the way inside, and he gets down to his right. This guy is unreal.
How difficult to take the hand is amazing.
It is a corner
and
for Cádiz,
again,
and
Ter
Ter
Stegen.
Stegen has to come out for another boxing-like punch. Cádiz are putting some pressure on right now. It's Ansu defending. Another cross into the area, comes all the way through. Now it's on the far side. A third cross for Cádiz, and it's headed away over the bar. Was that Ramos again? And Ter Stegen came out for this one, and it actually turned out it was too late. Ramos on the header, yeah, and he got a good connection on it, but he sent it over the bar. So Chris Ramos coming on has made the difference.
Oh, great
And
run.
this game is not close already. Like Cádiz is being threatening now. I think they don't have anything to lose, so they are trying to attack, and they're finding the spaces. So Barca should recover again the possession and be calm, because we were talking about Old Trafford, but the best way to go there is with good feelings.
Well, earlier today, United got a 3-0 victory against an informed Leicester. Barça are on the cusp of a similar type of victory as it stands right now against what we could call an informed Cadiz. They're playing well. They got the win last week. They're trying to work their way out of the relegation zone. They're, in all likelihood, going to be out of it at the end of this match week, depending on what happens tomorrow. It's a game between Valencia and Getafe, who are both in the relegation zone. Here's a free kick for Cadiz. It's curled into the box, and it's popped up in the air for Ter Stegen to take, and instead of claiming it, he backed away. Finally, after all of that, the flag comes up on Cádiz, so it doesn't look like any of that would have counted.
Oof, but Barca is going back and trying to defend instead of attacking with the ball or defending themselves with the ball, and that's bringing Cádiz to get this kind of opportunities. They already had like more chances in 5 minutes than in the whole game.
In the second half, Ter Stegen is the player being forced into action, and now Cádiz will see a yellow, Bruno.
Yes, clear yellow card there for Cádiz after stopping Gavi in this action. Here we see now the player complaining and the yellow card for the number 24 of Cádiz.
Is Emeterio looking at the
San
referee and
Emeterio,
saying, that's my one. Barca need to find another gear for the final 10 minutes here, and they're going to attack this time from the right. Ferran's cross is sent away. Barca are keeping as many numbers back now as they can. They're not flooding forward.
It was Rafinha, I think.
How was that?
Rafinha.
Yeah.
On the right.
Well, you've got Lewandowski out, so it's Ansu, Rafinha, and Ferran.
Yeah, it was Rafinha that one. And it was.
And now Balde in space with Ferran to his left. Balde feeds Ferran. Now we're on the left-hand side. Back to Balde. Balde looking for the cross into the area, and on the volley, it's popped
Great chance.
up by Rafinha, and the miss hit goes all the way to Ferran, who actually picked it up. And be careful there, Ferran.
Yeah.
Be careful. I've already seen him get into it once this season, which has cost him a couple of games. He was...
And guys, Ángel Alarcón is gonna be the final change for Barca. It doesn't seem that Pablo Torre is gonna come on today, but Ángel Alarcón is gonna make his debut at the Spotify Camp Nou.
High pressure on Ledesma. Looking forward to seeing him come in. Ansu or Ferran would be the two options.
I think maybe Ferran, just for the fact that Ferran was playing in the right, he was doing really well, and now in the left has not been appearing that much. And also you can give the ovation from the Spotify Camp Nou to him. And for me, maybe it could be Ferran, because now you have Ansu as a 9 playing as a Lewandowski.
It'd be a big confidence boost for him to walk off the pitch and hear those cheers.
Yeah.
No? And does he have the number? Does he have the number 30 on? Is that what I saw?
58, I think so.
We're not used to seeing somebody else wearing the number 30.
That's normal in England and Scotland to play with high numbers for the kids, you know. Because
All right, here's Rafinha.
Oi.
Rafinha finding Ansu. Ansu's turn.
See-
His shot sails wide.
I saw that one inside.
Yeah, his best chance of the day for sure.
It's getting close now.
It wasn't. It wasn't a full-on opportunity because that was a hard one to take, a left-footed spinning shot. And Bruno, we have the change.
Yes, Ángel Alarcón coming on for Ansu Fati, who receives the ovation of the Spotify Camp Nou. Ángel Alarcón making his debut in the first division because he played some minutes against Ceuta in the Cup, and also making his debut at the Spotify Camp Nou. The player from Castelldefels, a region that is 20 kilometers away from Barcelona city center, making his debut for Barça.
And he will have 5 minutes to show what he has already shown in La Masia.
I'm being told that we have a picture of Bruno with the ball in the area, right? Is that right? Bruno and the ball that came in. Oh.
We have to give create a gift.
Is he doing the wave? Bruno, we know you can't see these. You're just gonna have
No,
to.
yes.
Hold
careful.
on. There's a ball that's chipped in towards the back and flicked on, and we need to see this one out seriously.
I have one monitor here, and I've seen all your pictures with my face. I don't know if in the control room they have work at all, if they have time to do this kind of things. But anyway, good one. I'll guess it's from Luis Manek out there. This art image, so good one. I like it.
I'm sure it is. I think Ter Stegen got a little fingernail onto that as well. The cross that came in that he had to deal with, there was a ball, and it just flicked off the outside of the post, and so this is not the most comfortable 2-0 that we've seen this year. Third goal really would make a big difference in the end. Cadiz might be running out of time. 2 goals from Sergio Roberto and Robert Lewandowski right before the halftime whistle.
Yeah, I think the third goal, maybe it doesn't change anything in the end, but it will be a good way to end the match and start thinking into the other, because these last 20 minutes hasn't been the best one for Barça. So I think it's time to keep the possession, to try to construct what you were constructing before, and it would be an amazing way to close the match.
Let's see who can potentially find it. Kessié runs into his own man, but he keeps it moving for Balde, who's now made a run into the final third, feeding Kessié, whose first touch was too heavy. His momentum took him into the box, and the ball was elsewhere.
And it would be also an amazing opportunity to pop the first confetti of the year in the studio.
I would love that opportunity.
It would be your first one in the season, right?
I was hoping we wouldn't get to this point, but it's February 19th, and I have still not guessed a single score correctly this season.
Wait, so, Ignacio also for the confetti. He has the car here in the park, but he will come fast to Barça Studios to also. He wants the confetti as well. He has 2-0, and I don't know if there were more people in the crew with 2-0 up for Barça.
There were there were definitely a few.
I was on 2-0, so.
Oh shucks!
You said 2-0?
Yeah.
Juanjo's just sitting over here quietly, like, I predicted this.
I'm in 2-0, so I will be happy to keep that way. Not suffer too much, but I will happy to keep the 2-0.
Here comes a cross in towards the area. That's headed by Fali, and he was unmarked. He just got the header all wrong. And this is sometimes what happens when you play a team that's struggling this year, is they get opportunities, but they can't make the most of them.
Yeah, so in the end, in football and in all sports, there's a point that gets psychological. So when you start in a road that you don't find the goals, you don't find the feelings on the field, and it's all about losses and everything, it's really hard to get out of there. And I mean, if they
taking his time, Ter Stegen taking his time. Now he's going to receive the warning from the referee, because he has spent also a minute here taking this goal kick.
I'm just glad that while we were watching images of Bruno doing the wave, Cádiz didn't end up scoring at that time, as Gavi is fouled. Barça have a free kick now in their attacking half. It's funny because on Friday at Montilivi in the game, Girona scored 6 goals. They scored the 6th. It was 6-1 against Almeria, and then everybody in the stands started doing the wave. We were waiting for the wave to come. We did it. We weren't paying attention to the game. 30 seconds later, we looked over, and Almeria had scored. Now, it was 6-2, and it didn't matter, and the game was over, but we all looked at each other like...
It's okay.
Like, did that... What did we miss?
There has been crazy matches this weekend in La Liga because also Mallorca beat 4-2 against Villarreal. It was a crazy match yesterday.
Yeah, who says there aren't goals in this league? I would say there are. I'd say there...
3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 more minutes are going to be played.
Well, that's a relief. Here comes a cross in for Cadiz. Comes back out and...
Handball.
There's potentially a claim of that, but it's won back by Ferran Torres, who gets it right back to Ter Stegen. 3 minutes is a wonderful number to hear.
And Ali has a point, like possession has dropped, so none of us will be right in the end.
It's not even going to be 68, because I would have taken that at least. I mean, the prediction for the final score is obviously looking bleak. It's going to be a Cádiz corner here with about 2.5 minutes or so to play. Let's see. Yeah, 65-35. I don't think even 2 minutes of Barça possession can salvage this. But after Barça got the 2 goals, Cádiz had more of the possession in the second half.
That's a shame, because we were doing fantastic with the ball, keep the possession, we'll keep the rhythm, we did everything, we create chances. Suddenly, as soon as we lose the ball and Cádiz start to have the more possession, we kind of disappear on the game. And it's a shame,
Well, we have about 1.5 minutes left. Bruno, let's send it back to you one more time. Get your final thoughts on this one before we sign off.
Well, a really good first half. I think that Barça has played with the 2 goals. And then the second half is true that the game has slowed down a lot. But in the end, the most important thing, 3 points, 3 more points, 1 week more of the championship. And yeah, Barça will stay top of the league with 59 points. The run of form is just incredible. And also another clean sheet today. Incredible job from all defenders. And also, of course, Marc-André Ter Stegen that today probably has made one of the saves of the season.
Seems like we're saying that every week he's made one of the saves of the season.
And that talks a lot about the level he's showing this year. Like, I remember there was a point we were saying he came back to his best level, but I think this level is higher than the level we were used to see.
Yeah, agreed. It's just a matter of killing off the game now. Even if Cádiz were to score, which we hope doesn't happen, 3 points are in the bag, and Barça will be heading back 8 points ahead of Real Madrid after 22 match days. That means there are 16 left to play. Ter Stegen gets a little dribbling in as well. Easy now, playing out of the back. Balde has it. Come on, Balde, just make a 70-yard sprint to the goal.
But you also feel like the players, at least like the last 10 minutes, they already started thinking in what's going on, because this match, it's close. The 3 points are in Barca's pocket, and you can feel it.
Well, that's it. Final whistle. 2-0 is the ultimate result for Barca. They get the win. They go back up in front. 8 points over Madrid. An excellent victory, I would say. And you know what? For the applauses, I think this game deserves the applause as well. Yeah. Clap it up. Thank you. Thank you for those in the back helping out. We appreciate it. Yes, 2-0. Barca victory. Let's ask you, how do you think this game went? Rate it for us. We want your comments. We want to hear what you have to say. 1 to 10. Irati.
1 to 10, I would say 7 because I thought the first half was nearly perfect of what we were expecting from the team, like working, moving, and creating spaces, and also with those goals in the end of the first half. But I felt in the second half the team thought that this was already close and gave the ball to Cádiz, and Cádiz was creating more opportunities. It is true that Barça has defended well, but it is also true that we saw Ter Stegen more than we would have expected against Cádiz. So I would go for 7 out of 10.
100% agree with Iriati. First half, we did a full job, everything good, creating chances, have the possession, very serious game, and that was enough for us to hold into the second half, But to see Ter Stegen to have to say so many options or chances from Cádiz, it wasn't good enough to see. But a 7, I think it will be a good.
Yeah. I would say 8.5 is where I would go. Not quite enough for a 9, not quite an A performance, but a B plus for sure. A game where they did what they needed to do, they got the job done, and they had some pretty darn good help along the way from players who haven't had as much of an opportunity to do so in the past couple of weeks. So from rate the game to guess the score. Oh, Juanjo. Juanjo's got it. A 2-0, which means we've got some confetti that we're ready to pop. I don't know if Juanjo's ready for this moment.
Come on, that will be my first time.
Are you ready for this moment, Juanjo?
I did that before, so
wait,
you start now?
Hold on, did anybody else get it right?
We have Alia that got it right in the live chat that he's saying.
Jaume and Ignacy got it right. Well then, we're going to need a little bit extra help if Ignacy got it right too, right? All right, Juanjo, do the honors for us, please.
You go there.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow. Barça TV Plus, post-game, analysis, press conferences, interviews. It's all coming your way next. We're signing off from YouTube and Facebook. See you later.